Okay.
Sounds like very, like, I don't know.
Is it better now?
Make it more quiet, I guess.
Hold on. How do I delete this one?
It's like your voice sounds like you know, like where it's like very buzzy or some shit.
Is it different now?
Yeah, it's better now.
It's better?
Yeah. And are you able to raise the volume a little?
Well, now, yeah. Is that better now?
Okay, just a tad bit lower.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Fuck. Like, honest, I'm going to be completely honest
about being age 8.
Necessarily, I'm saying that.
Start the stream.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
I'm just gonna do this for a few minutes and then
That's how we probably are
Nah,
doing
nigga.
it. Right?
Go
I'm
into
not saying
rank
that
right
that's,
now.
like, right, or the reason we should.
That's
do
silly,
that.
right? If you just say, because you can do X, you should be able to do X. Or
What
Y.
I'm saying is I think that's probably why they have that at that age, because that's the age we've decided that you are held responsible as an adult.
That's the
Now,
age that we've decided you can get fucked. Like, honest, I'm going to be completely honest
about being age 8.
and completely above board. Hang on, and stop. I'm going to be completely above board. Nobody's going to be able to refute this either. Right? And nobody likes hearing this shit. The truth is, you give women the right to vote because that's the age we've decided that they're able to get fucked. They're able to get fucked by men who are older than the age of 18, and so we give them the right to vote. If anybody has a single fucking dispute to this, I want to hear it. Oh, I want to hear it. But the truth is, you only give them the right to vote at 18 because they have the right to get fucked at 18. And that's it. If anybody has a single counter, I
The
want to hear it.
underlying reasons that we allow people to
Sarah,
start
I'm
fucking
getting out of here.
18
I'll
without other
see
adults
you
18 are the
guys
same reasons
another
we want to give them
time.
the right to vote.
hold on, Ryan. Taking his exit.
But Jake, without
Jake?
you, there is no panel. I'm going to have to leave too.
Well,
You're the
that's
only
fine.
reason I came on here because you're so
I
epic.
wrote out an
And
argument.
if Drill leaves, I'm leaving, man. I'm leaving.
Andrew, I'll see you in. I'll see you very shortly for our next
Yeah,
step
in
back
one
recording.
SB, my friend.
All right, cool. See you guys. Good to see you all. Have a good night. Thanks, Sarah.
Later,
Hi,
man.
Jay.
Thank you.
Andrew,
Thanks for stopping
before
by,
you go,
Jay.
I have a question about
before
forced
you go,
doctrine,
I
a
did
good
actually
faith
write
question.
out
Well, do you? Can I ask, just for clarification, do you mean getting fucked like by the system or? Like,
I mean, getting
actually-
fucked and penetrated by
Okay,
males.
I just wanted to make
Males
sure.
inserting their penises into women's
Okay.
vaginas. This is the. We have decided that is appropriate for men to fuck women, and so therefore that is the appropriate age. We've decided women can be able to vote. If anybody, here's the thing. Here's my argument. I'll make this really simple. If anybody can give anything other than the arbitrary nature of the age of consent, or why we decide on 18 for voting, from a physiological or mental standpoint, other than the fact that men can fuck them at that age because we decided on that, I'm all fucking ears. Go ahead,
Of
Ryan.
course, it's arbitrary. I hope no
Yeah,
one-
go.
Primary
Ryan,
school.
go ahead,
Consent
Ryan.
was lower before. Voting age has been 18 since before the age of consent was 18,
So,
right?
so what?
So your logic doesn't follow.
How does it not follow?
Because if that were the case, then women would have been able to vote when they were younger. And also
Women
be
couldn't
allowed to vote.
rationally vote until very recently.
until like 19.
Assume for a moment. Let us assume for a moment that 16 was the age of consent instead of 18.
Which
Would
is
you
in some
say
states.
that? Would you say that women should have the right to
16
vote?
actually is the age of consent in some states.
I was gonna-
Yeah, but hang on, Ryan.
So
Don't
again, it's like-
hang on, Ryan. Don't
the
divert.
argument's bad.
Let's say federally, the law was 18 or 16 instead of 18 for the right to consent. Do you think that 16-year-olds who can consent to sex as adults should then have the right to vote?
I think the reasons that we let people vote at a certain
Answer
age
my
are
fucking
similar-
question.
related to the reasons
I
that we
don't
let
want to
people
hear a fucking monologue, you piece of shit. Answer my fucking question. If it was the case that we lived in a nation where 16-year-old women were able to give consent for sexual intercourse for a man of any age, should they have the right to vote or not? You fuck. Answer my fucking question, yes or no.
I'm already open to people voting for the
Can you answer the fucking question, yes or no?
I think yes, but I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like the problem is the packaging in the if statement that I don't agree with your I don't agree with the follow that you're assigning to me, right? Like I don't agree with the logic that you're asking me to embrace to answer the question. So like it doesn't really make sense.
Even though you just answered it the same exact way that I knew you would. If we gave it the women, hang on. If we
But it
gave
has
women
nothing
the,
to do
hang on,
with the sex
Ryan,
part.
Ryan,
Don't
calm
care about
down,
that.
Ryan, calm down. If we gave
No, I'm not
women,
gonna calm down. I've been quiet for so fucking long. I've been
okay,
sitting
go
here
ahead,
listening to
Ryan.
guys fucking
Spurg,
bitching
you know
while-
what? You spurg the fuck
Oh my
out.
God.
I'll sit here quietly and then I'll
I
review
will
it. Go
spurg
ahead.
out. We can all spurg out. You spurg out sometimes too. It's fun to watch.
I
Okay.
never spurg out. I'm always cool, calm, collected, and fucking epic. But go ahead.
Oh,
So, okay, so if you have nothing, I just want to point out to you, the fact that we had age of consent at 16, the fact that you would go along with that. Now, let me ask you this. What the age
No,
of consent?
okay. I don't want the age of consent to be 16. I would be okay with the
I'm not
voting.
saying you do, Ryan.
Okay, let's be clear. I just wanted to
I'm
clarify
not
that.
making, Ryan, I'm
I
not
know,
making the
but
court.
people are stupid
I'm
at
not
figuring
making
out-
Ryan,
that
take a
correlate.
breath.
Not making that correlate. What if the age of consent for
I
women
heard Ryan
was
wants to
14?
be 16.
Hang on, Ryan, what if the age of consent was 14? Should those women who can consent to being with any adult male they want past the age of 14, should they be able to vote?
Probably not. No.
Why?
That's not the thing that I'm. That's not the. I'm not using that metric. Doesn't mean anything. Like whether or not someone can legally give consent. is
Well,
not the
doesn't this
reason that
come
I
back
use
to
the
your
word.
argument from earlier, Ryan? And Sarcastic Saint, I'll kick him back in just a second. Because you said about them being developmentally mature enough to make those decisions to vote, right? I think you said that earlier. I could be wrong. And I'm pretty sure you made that argument about them being, mentally capable of
By the way,
making
450 bucks.
to making such a decision. So I think where Andrew's getting at is he's utilizing that metric and placing it in place of the consent. Because obviously, if you're old enough to make a mature enough decision to have sex with an adult, then on that metric you are old enough to vote. So
Damn, dude, I
he's
just
utilizing-
invented a
am I
new
right?
drink,
Did I
dude.
do that
You
wrong?
will
talking about
essentially,
women
actually,
with snarls.
Sarah, hang on. Can I answer a fucking question,
Cranberry
bro? I'm
juice and
about to leave.
ginger ale,
Let me
dog.
answer her question. Her question actually follows.
Cranberry juice and ginger
If it is the case,
I
that
call
women
it
have
cranberry
agency
ale.
to choose their sexual partners at X age, 14, 15,
Tastes
16,
good, dog?
17, 18,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Pretty good.
Whatever it is, it's very difficult then to make an argument they should not be politically enfranchised if they can make the decision. Sexual partners
that's
somehow
dinner, dog.
aren't mature enough to make a decision.
Burrito boy, the same as
If
this
you
one.
look historically,
Yeah.
record, this was
boys.
actually an anti-suffragette argument that the age of consent would obviously be lowered
Why not?
significantly. The
Swish
second
out
that
away,
the voter
dog.
pool block was looked at as having agency based on who they can sexually consent
Uh,
to.
Could have been,
Ryan,
but we didn't.
What I'm looking for, hang on, what I'm looking for is those, hang on, Ryan.
Sit anywhere, I'm just gonna
Ryan,
say
calm down, I'm almost done. What I'm looking, Ryan, calm down. What I'm looking for here is a reputation based on this fact.
What'd your family get?
If women could consent to who they wanted to be
So,
their
Swish
sexual
LA
partner
/ Harvey's.
at X age, let's say in this case 15 years old.
Yeah, so you had the option of getting a Swish LA takeout, but you didn't choose.
When I get Swish LA, I like
a
to
single argument.
Hey, answer my fucking
Let me
question.
talk.
I don't think they
Yes or
would be-
fucking
I don't
no,
think they
dude.
should be. I wouldn't accept the.
Yeah, I did.
This is the confusing part. It's like hard
But
to
I don't like how when by the time.
I don't think they follow the
Well,
at all. I think
obviously,
they have the same roots.
I actually
the reason that
eat Swiss Chard Layer.
Ryan, let me repeat the question. Let me repeat the question.
Sometimes I don't.
If it were the
I
case,
don't know what time
I'm
it
saying
is.
it is the case because it's not. Thank God it's not.
the age
But
is
if,
16.
hang on, but if it were
I said,
the case,
damn.
women at the age of 15 could select whatever sexual partner they wanted, and that was completely acceptable. Could you make a case for how it could be that a woman could select for a sexual partner of any age
Oh,
but could not be enfranchised voting? That's
I'm
what I'm
gonna
looking
vote-
for.
I don't think I can make the argument you're looking for. I don't think I can. I think
There is no argument which can be made, Ryan.
I don't think I can make the argument you're asking me to do. I don't think so. So we can move on.
So,
Women-
can I ask, hold on, Andrew, is that you're saying that argument was utilized for the women's right to vote?
No, it was actually used against anti-suffragettes who said that well, this is against women's right to vote, that women would actually push for the idea of lowering the age of consent, which at the time was already very low.
Happen, right?
Hang on. Actually, it has happened. If you look at women's votes as being the deciding factor on degenerate issues, it's almost always women who are the deciding factor, not men.
Wait, you're lumping in like.
Can you calm the fuck down? I'm talking about sex. Sex,
Hold
sex,
on,
Ryan. Sex.
Ryan, I'm
I've
trying
been
to
so
figure.
quiet.
And it'll never stop.
Ryan, take a deep breath.
Just
Just
let-
breathe in.
I'll breathe, but let me
asked-
Breathe out.
fuck after I breathe.
Ryan, I asked the question, so I would like to wait and listen for the answer. Learn to be more like a lady and listen. Okay.
Okay.
Take some breaths. Take some breaths, Ryan.
Yeah, so anyway, it is the case that generally a deciding factor
Ouch.
on votes now when it comes to degeneracy is
Freaking-
women.
I don't even
If
think
you
people
look at
pay me
voting
on the
patterns
game.
between the sexes, if
Not underage
men,
sex.
if
My
men,
God, Ryan.
if men were the only ones who were voting, there wouldn't be gay marriage, there wouldn't be trans issue, there wouldn't be any of that shit. It would be completely fucking eradicated. It's women who generally vote on the side of degeneracy. If you
But they
look at
don't lower the age of consent. That would
yeah,
be
would you fucking calm down, Ryan?
yeah.
For 5 seconds. What? Okay, Ryan.
You
Where
agree
has
with
it,
women
Ryan, what has there been a vote on the age of consent?
Do you think
In
like
legislatures like Tennessee.
You want some
Where?
crack cocaine,
there are
nigga?
states where
Oh, I
they
see.
have engaged with this. Do you think there's more women voting
Come
for
on
it
now.
to be lower?
That's
Or
what
do
you
think
white
it's
people
Okay,
like, right?
Ryan, would you calm down
That
for? Would you calm down
cocaine.
for 4 seconds?
I'm annoyed.
Yeah. So I'm trying to explain this to you. One of the arguments is that yes, the age of consent would go lower and lower if women had access to men of higher status who had more resources, and so that was the argument. If you look right now at current trends, right, there is a push on the left to lower the voting age to the age of 16, to the age of 15. How do I know this? Because Ryan, shut up.
I can't
You
even get to the
literally just
same
advocated for lowering the age of voting
part of my
yourself.
computer where I can change the
We
sound
need to
settings.
locate a bomb.
Is this the first rank game you're doing?
Yeah.
Best of luck, man.
No thanks, I probably need it.
Advise you enemy located a bomb.
It's weird how people say Clash is so bad, but she's
10
being
seconds to
used so
insertion.
much now.
Yeah,
5 seconds to insertion.
it's fucking retarded, man. I hate Clash.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Ah. Do pro players even bother shooting at the cameras?
Dude, they shoot at everything. Yeah, they just take out cameras.
I feel like nobody, like, when I play with them, they ever shoot the cameras.
Like when you're playing solo.
No, like, even, like, when we play ranked, I feel like, I don't know, I notice, like, there's always
The diffuser is
cameras
no longer in your
working,
possession.
or whatever.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Well, most people don't do things that they should be doing. No, I'll be honest, I still don't know where all the cameras are. Well,
Yep.
I try to take them out as much as I can.
Nice. Nice! Fucking missed the window like how many times?
That is a nice kill.
I didn't hit her right in the head?
Yeah, calm down.
Okay, I gotta figure this out. Why can't I find it now?
You know, this is not good for your stress hormones, no. You know what I mean? You want to maximize testosterone, you must minimize stress.
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser. Op 4 last operator standing.
Oh, fuck Christ.
Op 4 neutralized.
Fuck. Wow. So much fucking grief. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not gonna work. Because it's not. I didn't change it. Maybe when I unplug it, it resets or something.
Yeah, you'll have to figure it out.
We need to locate a bomb.
But like if like how it is right now, I wouldn't even be able to talk to you.
Yep.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
A left.
Time to call tech
Ryan, calm
support.
down.
Okay.
The thing is, if it is the case that you lower the age of consent to 16 or 15, Ryan,
10 seconds
from your
to
own leftist view,
Which I wouldn't
then
do.
shut up, Ryan. Shut up, Ryan. Then it
5
logically
seconds.
follows.
Shut
Ryan,
up.
then it logically follows.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse.
My headphones were at like 10% battery, and I charged them for like 5 minutes. Now it's at 90%. Crazy.
Do you think the batteries being able to fast charge them makes the battery life shorter? Like overall, not per use.
I don't know. Probably.
Damn, dude, that got killed.
Dropping into AR. Cover me. Smoke screen out! Swapping!
Dude, these guys play like fucking losers, man.
Replicator online.
Is that language really necessary, man?
Dude, he just one-shotted him with a fucking shotgun like that?
Down
I'm
to one
offended
friendly.
by your use of the word fuck. I kindly ask you to stop using it for the rest of the night. Nice.
What?
The clickety clack I hear. You must be typing in some real shit talk, dude.
No, I'm trying to find out this fucking sound issue.
You ever consider the issue might be you, dog?
Nice.
It's time to look inward, man. Figure out who you want to be.
My basement's flooded. Oh, that just must be a me problem. Like, that's just retarded.
Yeah, it is me.
Yeah, that's a
I
problem?
am part of the universe.
Nice.
I come from the water that is in my basement. We all do. We come from stardust, dog. There is no you or I. We are
Use
everything,
your drone to locate a
dog.
bomb.
Alright, so don't complain to me next time your basement floods. then.
I ain't fucking saying shit, dog. Who do you think you're talking to? You think you're talking to another person? You're talking to yourself.
Nice, dude.
I am you.
Nice.
Don't you understand? This is all fucking simulation. You think I'm real, dude? You think I'm fucking real, dude? Ah,
10 seconds to go.
I'm your alter ego, dude.
5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Is there all choices in this world lead to happiness? Damn, dude. Fucking Claymore kill, dude.
Man.
Oh, I think that was a clash, dog. Oh, yeah. Hey,
Brace for it!
thanks.
Dude, let's go. 2 Claymore kills in 1 fucking round? Holy shit, dude.
Proud of yourself, man.
Very.
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser. You have been spotted.
Oh, you're dead.
Friendly
Dude, he's
operator
what?
Whenever you see a clash, bro, you're gonna have PTSD, dog.
Bro, yo, that is insane.
Mission failed.
I'm reporting that guy. Either this game is literally you should be put in prison for life, or that guy's hacking.
Yeah, dude, you would want that person to go to prison for life?
No,
dude?
the people that made this game.
What about the guy who's playing Clash?
Just punch him in the teeth.
Nice. What if it's a woman?
2.
Imagine you went to Long and McQuaid, and it was that Asian guy from the fishing place working there.
Dude, the guy from the fishing place is gonna be everywhere. When I die, he's gonna be
Secure
every
the area.
fucking
Keep the bombs
Nice.
protected.
Oh. Hey man, did you try to apply to the fishing place?
Oh, thank God.
What, bro? Why not, dog?
Swapping mag! Full device full! Wall reinforced!
Down to 10 seconds.
It'll sting a lot.
5 seconds to insertion.
Device positions initiated.
Bomb location secure.
Ready. Target located.
Secure the wall! Needles in position.
There is. Shite. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Nice firewall.
I am a god.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
I am the gods of gods.
You're
I
telling
wonder
me
how
I,
much.
you're telling
Yeah,
me
go
I
ahead.
didn't hit him there?
I guess not, man.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're gonna tell me Clash isn't broken when I literally can't even fucking hit her?
You expect, dog?
For a game to work?
If you do that, that you cannot make a case by your own admission for why those people shouldn't be able to vote.
Let me fucking.
Right?
I think that people who are 16
Charge my
probably shouldn't be able to vote.
massage
I mean,
gun.
I would
Friendly,
advocate
last
lowering
operator
it to
standing.
lower to 17.
And why can't they fuck who they want, Ryan?
Oh.
Ryan, why can't they fuck who they want if they can vote at 16, Ryan?
I don't think that who you fuck follows whether or not you vote. I don't think we-
Ryan, why can't a 16-year-old who can be politically enfranchised not fuck a man who's 40 if they want to, Ryan?
Because we're not using the
It's
same
a
15 seconds.
fucking clash.
10 seconds left.
Dude, this guy...
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Can you answer? Can you let Ryan answer? Ryan, please answer my question.
I think
You know,
that people who are 17 and 16,
you gotta
they
you
probably
gotta find
want to fuck some
an
adults
outlet
sometimes,
for
but
all
shouldn't let
this
those adults fuck them. Let them take advantage of
rage.
Then why should they vote if they can't choose who they want to have sex with?
Right.
They can still-
You're-
You should
you're
try to
saying
go
That doesn't-
fish,
them voting,
dog.
Because
no
the
one's
logic
taking advantage of them to
doesn't,
vote.
the logic doesn't follow.
think
why
that'll
are they not old
calm
enough
you
to choose who
down.
they want to have sex with?
Just go
We're protecting them
fish
from the people
No.
for some.
Why are they? Why, why are you
Backwards.
protecting them if they're
Holy
smart enough to make a
You
decision
should go
for
to
themselves
fucking
vote? Then what do you need to
Lake
protect them from if they're so
Good
fucking smart?
question, Sarah. It's a great question. I can't wait to
Fucking
hear
go
Ryan's
there.
answer.
In 3 in the morning, dog.
Secure the area. Bombs protected.
Nice, dude.
Hey man, at least you won't be in the sweltering heat. Last time I thought I was gonna fucking have a heat stroke, dude.
What?
Your fucking line got caught underneath a rock.
Holy fuck.
Hey man, at least I caught a fish, even though it was like the size of my thumb.
10 seconds.
don't even know what kind of fish it was, but
I think I looked it up. I think it was a perch.
a perch. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Active.
Fuck.
Camera in position.
Op 4 has located a bomb. You know what to do.
행동이지. 너무 조용하군.
One Op 4 remaining.
Let's go.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission
So
successful.
let me say it.
By the way, I remember I wanted to say something when you were playing a zombie, the chick with the wall things. You said, "Oh, I'm low HP." I think you were like 5 HP. Basically, what you do when you're 5 HP is don't even just hide. And use sound to mask your footsteps and try to flank them. And that's literally all you have to do.
Use sound? What
Yeah,
do you mean use sound?
use the sound of people shooting or explosions
Oh,
to
I thought you meant
to
like
close your
somehow
distance.
use sound. What the fuck?
So you can close the distance. Because you're more useful at 5 HP and alive than dead, even if you're literally hiding.
Secure the bombs.
Dude, playing dog.
Yeah, what if I am really sure about this guy's playing?
Op 4 located the bomb. Ready for assault.
You think it's better to put priority on making the hull or reinforcing the walls?
Well, I would say it depends what operator you
10
are.
seconds
If you
to
have a
insertion.
shotgun or impact grenades, then you can prioritize the rotate.
Op 4 has
People like,
located a bomb.
Mute, who's probably using a submachine. He's using a shotgun.
I see.
Oh, you're the only one that can use a mirror. Nice, dude.
Your eye is ready.
Let's see over this. What?
Oh.
Wow, I couldn't even see him, but he can see my whole entire body.
Yeah,
That shit's
that's just how it goes.
dude.
It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is, man.
Why can't I find the setting that I found earlier? I don't understand. Typed in the same thing. Doesn't work.
It a little differently. So you're saying they're
Listen
smart
here,
enough
boy.
to go and vote, right? They're smart enough to
You
make
can't
a
always
very
get what you
important
want in life.
decision that affects the rest of the
You
United
understand?
States, society
Can't,
as
or
a
you
whole,
mean never?
cultural norms,
You
what
say
we have
smart
to
enough.
do.
Nice.
That's
They are mentally
With
developed.
that attitude,
Their
might as well be
frontal
never.
lobe is in place and intact
Not
far
fully
enough
developed, so like
for
25,
them
right?
to utilize their critical
You know what
thinking
my
skills
great-grandfather
enough to make a
used to
very
say to me,
important
dog?
decision that the rest of society
When I
depends
bought
on
my
them
house.
to make, for the betterment, right? That's
I thought
pretty
he was dead.
fucking
He never
big.
talked to
Why
me.
can't they choose who they want to fuck, Ryan?
Still a long time.
So what
I
he's
think there's
saying
more.
is,
I think there's
But
more
what I
safety
think
issues
he
there.
would have
I
said.
don't-
no,
I
no,
think
no,
we're-
no, 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 no,
it's
no,
not
no,
about-
stop.
Just stop.
We're talking about
Just
two
stop
very
being a
different
faggot.
things. We're talking about the difference
Stop,
between
stop.
that.
No, we're not.
I think
You're
you're
running around
pigeonholing
answering some
Ryan.
question now.
I think you're
My
railroading him
panel,
right now.
my fucking voice on this one.
That's
So
bullshit.
listen. So what if, Ryan? What
War
if?
is more
What
dangerous than
if they're
SPDs.
not smart enough? They're not smart enough. To
Bro,
make
you're
it
at the
actually
fucking
wise.
top.
Hold on a second.
Stop
You're
walking
What
around.
also
if-
shit, dude.
Okay.
What else would I
Damn,
do?
compare you to the dude who's at
What
the top
if,
on the other
Ryan,
team, dude.
They're
Yeah, he-
making
double the
a
kills.
decision to
He's
You're
focus
in-
fucking
on
shit.
something
He's an
that
emerald.
They're actually being taken advantage of.
Yeah,
Who's
but
gonna
does that
protect
take
them
away from
then?
what I'm
They're-
saying?
they're-
You're
they're
fucking
so
shit.
smart.
Use your
And
drone
it's
to locate a
like,
bomb.
How are we gonna
Why
protect
do you
them
keep
for?
saying this so smart thing? It's not
Because
about that. It's about them
you're
being impacted by the rules around
being
them, right?
impacted? Okay,
Don't
well,
cry.
being impacted by either being
Or being
fucked
impacted
or
by someone taking
voting
advantage of them
or
when they're-
voting for someone who's gonna
Whenever
take
Sarah
advantage
says
of
the word
them.
smart, replace it with the word competent. It means the
Sarah,
same
is
thing.
someone
and you
who's
can
18
quibble
more
about that.
mature? Is someone who's 18 more mature than someone who's
Have you ever
16?
fucking pissed in a
Generally,
bottle?
no.
Generally, yes. They
Someone who's 16 is more mature than someone who's 18?
No, she said 18 is.
One of the most
Drone has found a
unnatural
bomb.
feeling
10
things.
seconds before insertion. 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
It's over. It's over.
Setting up a sequential breach.
This guy's Emerald 1. Like,
If he is. A fucking problem?
no, I really like getting free losses from always in the game.
Someone exposed you.
Yeah, good. Very good.
My turn!
Deploying drone.
Hmm. Hmm.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Live and you learn, right?
Friendly.
Not sure what I can learn from playing against an Emerald when 3 of my teammates
yeah.
are like me.
The Brock Bondi I once knew wouldn't run away from a challenge. What happened?
What am I running away from?
5v1s.
I'm still
Brock
playing.
Bondi I knew used to get 200 plus kills in COD.
Yeah, well,
And now this faggot.
that's when games were good.
This-
Not much I can
This
do about that.
faggot is complaining about 5v1.
Secure the bombs.
Well, to be honest, I kind of chalked this round. I don't really want to play.
Oh, see? You chalked this round.
Well, yeah, I have 3 teammates going negative against an Emerald, so not really much I can do anyway.
Op 4 has found a bomb.
That's the loser talking. Where's the fucking winner? Oh, I wanna talk to that guy.
Don't know. He's
Loading
fucking
full
good.
magazine!
Nice, dude.
10 seconds left.
What game do you think he's playing?
5 seconds to count.
Not even Minecraft. Nice, dude.
Minecraft.
I feel like I should have put the C4 downstairs.
I feel like you should just blow yourself up, dude. Dude, what the fuck? Oh yeah. Huh.
He's planning right there, dude. Like, what the fuck are
Disable
you
their
doing,
diffuser.
man?
Diffuser located.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Position secured.
That ain't right.
One
Hear that plane?
operator remaining. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Was this the second loss of the night? Oh yeah, you won the other one, right? Oh, Doe could be fucking get naked.
No, isn't this the first game?
Oh yeah, shit. The fuck? It was a long
Yeah,
game.
you think I'm gonna win a fucking game?
More mature.
I wish you
yeah,
good
yeah,
luck,
sure.
man.
Let me ask you a
So much
question,
I could fucking do, man.
Miss.
Oh, so you're almost at gold.
If you don't
No, I'm almost
mind,
at silver too.
Do you think that it's okay for men who are 18?
I'm a
years old to
half.
send off to war,
I'm
but
a
have
what
to
is
wait
it?
till
Half
21
glass full
to
or some shit type of guy.
Yeah, that's still half glass
Go
full.
fuck yourself.
Can you
How about
answer
go
my
fuck
fucking
yourself, huh?
question?
No, I think to go to war, you should be much later.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Wonder
okay,
how many
25.
emeralds or diamonds
so
are
you
in
have
this
to have
lobby?
the prefrontal cortex developed.
I'm copper foe.
Definitely Hash Brown 1308. That dude is a fucking.
Sorry, could you guys say that again?
I'm copper foe.
Nice.
I'm Domino 1. Paper
What did
2.
he say? I have the stream muted.
I'm Domino 1.
This is my second game back, so I'm sorry.
Are they saying your mic doesn't work?
I'm high as shit, bro. So.
No, he's saying how it's a second game back and one guy's high as shit, so it's gonna be a really fun game.
Yeah, I'm Paper League.
They really need.
Oh, what
to.
do you mean, dude? Getting high, dude. His reaction time is gonna be amazing, dude. Watch. For some people, when they get high, dude, they just get super focused. But then again, I don't know what drug he's taking. Sure, he'll do fine, dude. Oh, my fucking god, man.
What rank are you, Brocatron?
I'll just say copper 5.
That works.
Upper 5. What are you talking about?
Carious.
Wait, what?
Carious.
You said you'll just say copper 5? What are you talking about? Are you talking to them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'll shut up so you can fucking actually, like, team chat.
And Brock we trust.
Love you, Brock.
Oh man. Yo, unmute and play that back, dude. That's fucking. Dude. Do you hear it?
Nah, dude, I'm not unmuted.
Use your
What?
drone to locate a bomb.
What are they saying? swear to Christ, dude.
Drone has located a bomb.
They have a bandit, an illusion.
5 seconds to insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Stay clear of the blast! Loading new magazine!
There's one.
Flash set.
There's two.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
He was behind bar.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Friendly down.
Cover the diffuser.
3 people died before I even get it. No one's dead. Holy fuck. This game should be illegal to play.
The diffuser is secured.
Damn.
One friendly operator remaining. We have been eliminated.
Legal, huh?
Sorry, Brock. I'll do better this time.
No, you're good, dude. Just play the same. I don't care.
Cortex starts to not develop.
God or
starts
Satan
to
wants me in
erode,
copper, so I
which
might
is
as well
past the age
get
of
there.
25. This is the part that people
Not
miss.
necessarily.
No, it's not necessarily true that people at the age of 25 have a fully developed prefrontal cortex either. But it is the case that by 35,
Yeah, send me some of those
it is
fucking
Your drone
already
to locate a
degraded.
bomb.
That is the case.
9/11 videos. I'll fucking pretend to.
No, it doesn't. It starts to degrade
Holy
past the age
shit,
of 25. By the time you're 35, it's going to degrade past 25. There's no doubt about that.
There's plenty of studies that say that
Show me one. Show me a single one where the prefrontal cortex is not degrading by the time you're 35. Go ahead.
That's what the whole brain, 10 minutes of brain damage.
That would actually make my point, not yours.
It folds off when-
Yeah, that would make my point, not yours.
10
That shows
seconds
that there's
before insertion.
degradation.
Well, 35 is for the.
You must locate and defuse a bomb.
Loading new magazine!
Activate
Clearing the way.
Placing cluster charge. Detonating cluster charge.
Keep position. Knock,
Flashes
knock.
on one ping.
Sequential breaching activating.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Trophies is on me.
Oh, shit.
Wow. If she was any more silent, I think, you know. Couldn't hear her at all.
You have
Laying down above you, Psycho.
Holy fuck, dude. Like, some days this game is literally unplayable.
Mhm.
Heavily on your health, actually, and how much you use your brain.
No, it doesn't. It starts to degrade past the age of 25. By the time you're 35, it's going to degrade past 25. There's no doubt about that.
There's plenty of studies that show the mental age.
Show me one.
How much you use.
Show me a single one where the prefrontal cortex is not degrading by the time you're 35. Go ahead.
That's where the whole brain 10 minutes a day.
diffuser is now secure.
That would actually make my point, not yours.
It holds off brain.
5. Go ahead.
That's where the whole brain 10 minutes a day brain age thing comes from.
That would actually make my point, not yours.
The diffuser has been recovered. You have dropped the diffuser. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
What happened?
You need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
What happened is this guy made no sound, swung me, and he's saying that he was slow walking.
Nice. What happened? What happened? What fucking fuck?
On me.
Oh, shit.
That's good.
Wow. If she was any more silent, I think, you know.
Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Oh god.
Reloading.
My fucking.
Watch for the blast.
Oh.
Good online.
Flash right there.
Sting is released. Drone up and running. Track Sting is
Current down. Hack successful.
If we had 3 on defense, we'd beat these guys.
They have a mirror.
Zamira.
Reload.
Clash is deep. Last is deep on your side. Mars.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
This is very winnable for us. Ready for probably like shields or something.
It holds off brain aging.
Yeah, that would make my point, not yours. That's showing that there's degradation.
Well, 35 is for the sample group that you
What does
didn't
any of this have
test
to do with women voting?
Well, the point is that
prior to Andrew leaving, I want to say
One. Enough.
Do you agree, Sarah? That was a
to
question
fucking
on the
interrupt
table
to get
30
this
minutes
in.
ago.
I wrote out a formal argument, which I want
Adam,
to present to
stop
Andrew
being
regarding
such
the
a
thing ahead of
bitch.
time.
You always whine about wanting to get something out on the panel. You talk literally all the fucking time. Joe, go ahead.
do.
Go ahead, please.
I
Thank
do,
you. The question
but I
was,
want
I
to
was
address the
asking
thing
Drew
that I was
why it is
interrupted
we
by
don't
getting
want
put in the
women
back.
to.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Someone make a rotate.
Rotate, dog.
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds and counting.
Just
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Oh my god. Oh god almighty. Ah, fuck. We fucked up.
There's no reason to play offsite. We're droning, blue. Blue and sunrise.
Some just break.
Someone exposed you.
Don't peek windows.
That's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Kelly's on that.
Op 4, last stop standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
To vote.
I don't care.
I think he was saying it's because you guys prefrontal cortex or whatever is not developed enough. Do you agree women shouldn't vote because you're not bright or whatever?
I think women should vote.
Sarah?
we're saying that women aren't competent or whatever enough.
Yeah, I asked Drew why shouldn't women vote. His analogy was like the same way kids shouldn't vote. What do you think? Women
Watch
shouldn't
out.
vote?
Callie's
You guys
shotgun
not
this side
bright
as well,
enough,
especially if they get that
whatever it's
window.
gonna be?
If I can talk for Andrew, I think it came down to like the duty concept of women not.
The idea is simple. So here, I'll ask you this, Joe.
Can we get a rotator?
You
Or full holes, yeah, full holes work too.
that generally speaking, men are in charge of procuring, refining, and protecting the resources of the nation, state, or tribe that they're in.
We're in agreement, yeah.
Okay. What is the equivalent duty of women?
Not to be in charge, but to participate in all of that.
What is the equivalent duty of women?
There is very few where they're in charge, and
Bomb located by Op 4.
Placing a razor blade.
More reinforcements are going up!
Razor shallow.
They had big window already.
Holy fuck.
Cover me, reloading!
What the fuck is that?
We're side window. Can we get drones?
Ouch.
There's Soda's baby on window.
One Op 4 remaining.
I think there's one on hatch. Just wait time, just wait time. Well, it's not.
What I did.
Just wait for plant audio. Just wait for plant. I think he's coming up main stairs.
What stairs?
Like on 90.
Seconds left.
In big window. Just wait for plant. Don't peek. Don't peek. Just wait for plant.
5 seconds remaining. The operator remains.
Wait for plant.
Other room, other room.
Op 4 is deployed and destroyed.
Thank you.
Diffuser located. Disable it.
Doc, next time just don't shout that.
Friendly destroyed the diffuser.
No, you could have backed off way earlier. You knew he was on window, you could have just backed off.
What is the equivalent duty of women?
I don't understand, apparently. I thought I've answered it.
There are no
equivalent duty of women. I would say, if it is the case that men are ontologically wired to do this thing, and therefore it becomes an ought that they should do this thing because those resources go to women and children over men, and they do, then what is the equivalent duty of women? I would say is reproduction.
Make sure we get drums.
All right, if there is an equivalent, I'll go with.
Can you let me finish my exchange?
Yeah, I'll go with reproduction if there is an equivalent.
And are women upholding reproduction as a value?
Not mostly, no.
Well, then it seems like we have an unequally yoked society, doesn't it?
So they should not vote because they're not living up. Fuck that. There's a million reasons men are living up to their shit too.
Okay, what?
Anything. As leaders, we suck. We're whores making you whores.
We might try playing Vert. Some of you get ready to deny that. Ursa on window? Yeah, good pick. Yeah, they invert. Oh shit, I didn't even know there is. Y'all can honestly relax. Half site's so castled. Diffuser upstairs.
I got case.
Nice, good game, guys. Good comeback.
We're the best. We're the only. We're all there is.
We're pretty fucking lame too, though, right? We got so many flaws. It's dumb.
When our job, hang on. If it is the case that you agreed with me that our job is to procure, refine, and then protect resources, and then I ask you the equivalent duty of women, you agree it's reproduction. Men are indeed procuring, refining, and securing resources, and women are not upholding their end of the duty.
Yo, this guy was playing Clash. He camped in a corner until the end and then still died.
Amazing, dude.
Does that make sense to you?
Why is it that there's punitive damage where you say, but men over here, well, yeah, they're upholding that, but there's other failures they have. Okay, but what about the primary edict? Joe, hang on. Joe, what about the primary edict? What about the primary edict?
Andrew, let him
Joe,
answer.
what about the primary? Well, let me finish the fucking question before you answer it. What about the primary edict? The primary edict that you just said is men are to refine, procure, and protect resources. You said women's primary edict is reproduction. That's hang on, Joe, can I finish? Joe, I'm almost done. It'll take me seconds. It'll take me 2 seconds. Calm down. If that is the case, that they have that similar duty and they're failing in theirs, but men are not, why are we not holding? Okay, well, where are men?
I have a
Where?
question.
Then I'll have to ask. Okay, Joe. Then all I have to ask you, Joe, is are men failing at procuring, refining, and protecting resources? Go ahead.
They could do it better, the same way women can have babies better.
Show me how can men do it better?
Using them wrong the same way, the resources in foul ways the same way women are.
Show me where. Give me a specific example.
Can I ask a question?
The question on the table is where are men using resources for foul reasons? You know a million yourself.
What?
Trying to ask a question, guys.
What are men doing that is not procuring resources which primarily go to women and children? Where is that the case, Joe?
That's your question. You're changing it to this small thing. I'm saying, man,
it's the big thing.
Fuck. Get them really better. They're not doing it perfectly. The same way women aren't having babies perfectly.
How could they be getting these resources better?
By not yielding them to billionaires like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, we're gutting them right now.
They're getting resources. That sounds like they're getting resources. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah. It's your panel.
They're fucking up to get those resources.
Hold on, Joe.
Mr. Cool and Mr. Wilson, I had a question. So so Andrew, you're saying the duty for men is for the resources and protection, right? And then the duty for women is to bear children,
No.
right?
The question on the table is this.
Okay.
There are duties to society, and they do have a distinct sex role based around the physiology of who can just even do what.
Push the talk.
Then it is the case, if we objectively look at the world, both historically and even right this second as we speak, that men are in charge of the procurement, refinement, distribution, and protection of all resources. This is, in fact, the case. And I can demonstrate. Hang on, shut up.
Hold on. I asked a question. I want an answer, please.
Not only is this in fact the case, but we can look via just the jobs that women do versus men. When you have free market economies where they can get any job they want, it is never in the fields of procurement, refinement, and protection of resources because they simply cannot do this act. If this is the case, then, that men are the ones who can do this, and so therefore it becomes a duty that they should, and most of these resource allocations move to women and children and not men, which is in fact the case. What is the equivalent duty women have to society that men have? I would argue the only thing that a person could argue back is reproduction, the one domain women have over men. I think that that's completely reasonable. My question is, are they fulfilling the act of reproduction? The answer is no, at least not in every Western nation which exists. And so why is it that men should continue to procure, refine, and protect these resources? Hang on, shut up, fuck, I'm right there, shut the fuck up. I'm right there, just shut up while I finish my point, and then you can respond.
5 seconds to go. Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
I got the cage trap on 5 ping.
Swapping mags!
Hostile spotted. Second floor.
Yo, come get me. Yo, Rocketron.
Op 4 last operator standing. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Dude, Rocketron, I want to say, I appreciate you making the attempt to come get me, man. I respect that.
Yeah.
Mad respect
There's
for
the
that.
question. How many bullets?
I thought the guy in the pink suit was still alive, so I didn't want to do it right away.
Nah, that's calm, bro. I saw the effort.
The case that this is true, and it is true, then what obligation do men have then to continue to do this for women? That's my question.
All right, my counter was
Men as a
that,
gender don't.
Are there any men having babies? No, women have total control over that. So
Agreed.
Yes. All right. Cool. So
Use your drone to locate a bomb.
So what should women role should men play in what women do? This is his argument. Since men only make all the men rules, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. They shouldn't have any role.
Drone has located a bomb.
I'm phrasing his shit badly. But the same way men roll the them horribly and they don't get it as well as they should and all that. And then women have shortcomings having babies, but they still get it done. The same way men get minerals done.
They don't get it
10
done.
seconds before insertion.
They're not going to get it done. And here's the thing. You avoided. Actually, hang on. Let me respond. You avoided my question. My question.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
The cabbie is where the last bomb was. She's still in there.
Loading new magazine! Drone activated.
Changing mag! They cleared the path! Good online. Enemy device out of control.
Ugh.
You must recover the diffuser.
You're next.
One friendly operator remaining.
Damn, it's a 1v5.
We have been eliminated.
What? Literally just watch it.
Question wasn't about voting. That's down the road from this. This is a fundamental question. If it is the case, this is a duty for men to do because they're the only ones who can do it. And if it is a duty for women to have children because they're the only ones who can do it, then it seems when we look at society, women are filling their role and men are not.
Why do you say that?
Because men are definitely procuring, refining, and protecting resources, and women are most definitely not having children at a rate which reproduces society.
Yeah, but Andrew, you don't understand. They don't need no.
Yeah, can you let him answer?
Can I ask then, like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, did women stop reproducing, or did men stop?
Drone has located a bomb.
To what degree did this kick off?
Feminism, sexual liberation, and in
So
fact,
Andrew
I
would prefer the world
can
where
track
women
this from the
have,
year.
where women have to depend on a man to get
I can
those
track
resources,
this
and
from
they
the year
can't for
1800.
themselves.
I'm answering your question, Ryan. Let me just answer
I
the
know.
question.
You answered everything. You're talking so much.
Yeah, because they asked me questions, Ryan.
10
So
seconds
to
to go.
answer her question, we can track this from the year 1800 to current. We can see what the reproduction
5
rate was
seconds
from the
before
year
insertion.
1800 to right now. So we understand exactly.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
and the bullets like literally themselves.
Changing mags!
It's my favorite thing ever.
Where these things really started to tank, it was with sexual liberation. It was with the
Claymore mine is
idea
ready.
that body count doesn't matter, virtues don't matter for women,
Reloading.
this type of thing. The idea I don't need no man, because fundamentally, women think because they're not involved in the procurement, refinement, and allocation and protection of resources, that they literally don't even understand how this is done. And so what happens is oftentimes they vote against their own fucking interest. Now, if you want to know if I'm wrong or right, look up the top 5 jobs for women versus the top 5 jobs for men. You'll see immediately that I'm correct.
Yeah, but Andrew, real quick, if we force conscription,
What are
If
the
we
top? Hold on. What are the? Sorry, I'm curious. What are the top 5?
4 last
British
operator
one-on
standing.
jobs?
Well, women have traditionally worked for the exact same jobs they work right now. So you're going to find women in, you're going to find women in service departments, healthcare, secretarial work, things like this. Men you're going to find in the building of infrastructure and the refinement of resources. And that'll be not just the top 5. That'll be the entire job scale all the way down. Education, healthcare, things like this for women, procurement, refinement, security of resources for men. This seems like it's not only a thing which only men can do, but a thing which society says they ought to do because that is how society runs. If that is the case, I would argue that women also have a duty to society for the purpose of reproduction. And they are failing at their model, whereas men seem to be doing well at theirs.
So one of the
yeah,
big
but
exceptions
real
to
quick,
this-
one sec.
real quick.
So
Wait,
in terms of like what you're saying is like that's a duty for
Wait,
men to protect,
Terry,
and we force conscription on men. So like we've seen the YouTube videos of like the Ukraine and all that kind of shit. Now. Would you force women to then get pregnant?
No.
That's their duty. But then it's always going to be unequally done.
So when we're talking about duty, hang on, I'll answer this very quickly. When we're talking about duty to men, I often do bring up conscription as being a duty to the nation, not as an ought that must be done. When you're talking about reproduction for women have the choice not to reproduce. However, the ideal here is that we as a nation push towards a patriotic idea of a reproductive unit so we can replace our own
bomb. Get ready to engage.
Oh my god, man. Fuck.
What the?
Scheiße. Ja. Are you satisfied with your performance, dog?
One friendly
guess not.
Goddamn, there was a second one.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
The same way that we would put down from a top-down level that if the nation was under threat, that men stepped up to defend the nation on behalf of our women and children.
So what did
Women
do during
obviously,
that time,
hang on,
though, right?
shut up,
They
dude.
started
Women,
working on
women,
refineries.
I'm almost
They started
done.
working on
Women obviously
refineries.
agree with
Never
this.
done it.
Women
Never done it.
women obviously
You
agree
just
with
shot
this.
yourself in the foot,
Yeah,
dumbass.
women. No, okay. I can't wait. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Because women took on men's jobs during the World
Is that your
War.
dog?
They started
No, they
working
didn't.
Bless you.
They put screws. Hang on. Yeah, they didn't. First of all, women did not. Women did not. Okay, I'll respond. Women did not procure the resources, and women had really low-level jobs. What they did was they put screws in packs, and they did very, very low-level jobs, which enabled engineers and hang on, shut up. No, okay, I'll tell you what. Give me an example of a job which women fulfilled that was at an industrial level, which created bombs, created things like this, where it wasn't putting screws in packs or menial labor. Can you let me actually ask the question?
Pick up your fucking armor.
Yeah. Okay. What's the question?
Bob
Repeat
Lowe.
back to me so you still have my position.
Yeah, where are the women who weren't just driving?
No. That's not my question. That's not my question. So let me ask the fucking question. Let me. Okay. So you won't let me ask the question. You won't let me ask the question.
Andrew's in charge of the framing always. Andrew's the second narrative is for the whole fucking United States.
You can't help it. His narrative's
Op
always
4 has
right.
located a bomb.
말보다는 행동이지.
My toxic babes are in position. Oh, my leg.
Like we don't say.
This Fallen Legends is hella sus.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Like we did. Who's that, twin?
Friendly victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Well, one sec, 'cause I was in the middle. I was in the middle of my thing. But like Andrew, like would you take away forced conscription then?
No, I wouldn't.
But like, is that not unequal though? Because if we're not forcing women to get pregnant, but we're forcing men to go to war.
That's true. But so when you're talking about pluralism or the idea of Christian ethics, I do think that there is a duty that men have. I think there's a duty women have. They can be enforced in a separate way based on the needs of the nation. And I think that this is the case even at the tribal level. Can you use social shame? Sure. Can you use top-down propaganda? Sure. But I think if you have an enemy which is so aggressive and so plotting, and perhaps the government needs to keep this information away from the people for very
Secure
good
the area.
reason,
Keep the bombs
that they
protected.
can't do a conscription for men be a necessity, and it's for the good of the nation, and men should respond. Do I think that the government can also use top-down propaganda in order to push women into the reproductive role, the familial role? Of course, I think that's a great fucking idea. I completely support it. But that doesn't mean we can have like rape clinics and shit like that. That's absurd. we don't need to. When it comes to pluralism, we both have different roles and different deontological duties which come into play. I'm just saying that women are failing at theirs and men are not.
But what I'm saying is, like, in terms of the
5 seconds and counting. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Reload. Cover me.
Wall reinforcements are going up!
Somebody hit my denial device.
Shotgun to the head, no hit.
Ah, my knees.
Popping. Popping. He's rotating the wall.
Two on two ping. One is right there. Far. Rotating.
One friendly remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Well, it was a good fight.
This guy just literally first shot headshots me every time.
Real quick,
Hold
just in terms of this.
I have a question. So if Andrew, if women appealed to men and said, "We want to go back home. We don't want to work anymore," like, is there a hand that men could have in making that happen? To
Yes.
like to some degree.
Instantly.
Hold the fuck on.
Yeah, go
Not
ahead.
you, Andrew.
No,
And
go ahead.
Would like what would that look like if all the women band
Use your
together
drone
right
to
now and
locate a
said,
bomb.
you know what, we're tired of working, we want to stay home, eat bonbons, raise the kids, and be happy little wives. What could you do to make that happen for us?
Yeah, so there would be.
Be
So
advised
there
your
would be
drone has
some
located a bomb.
short-term pain, and then there would be a lot of really long-term pain. The short-term pain is in the healthcare field. This is, by the way, I'm granting the hypothetical all women leave the workforce, which never has been the case. Women have always
10
worked
seconds to
in
go.
teaching positions and healthcare fields. Nobody's ever said that they couldn't. They usually just
5
took a
seconds.
more part-time role on behalf.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Changing back!
Reloading. Cover me.
Throwing a flare.
Someone's on the stairs.
Changing mags.
Cap downstairs.
Still on green stairs.
Adrenals!
Please report this guy.
Starting shock drone.
Down to one friendly.
This guy's using a shotgun.
Capcan should be a quarter, but Doc.
Op 4
Nice
eliminated
try.
all friendlies.
Half their family. That's something more akin to what I would advocate for. But let's just assume for a second we just removed women from the workforce entirely. There would be short-term pain, especially in healthcare. There'd be short-term pain in teaching. There'd be short-term pain in these fields. However, these companies would have to necessarily change pay scales in order to incentivize people to come into those fields, and they would do it very, very, very quickly. And you would find that this stopgap would be filled very quickly. But you would have to have necessary protection roles inside it. Shut up. You would have to have.
I can never talk. There's 10 people on this fucking panel. Andrew gets to monologue for 6 hours.
But I asked Andrew the question.
Every question,
okay, you
Sarah.
know what? Actually, here, fair assessment here, Ryan. I never get to sit and just ask Andrew questions. Yeah, well, this is my own show.
Protect the bombs.
Why don't you guys do a one-on-one conversation then? Why are we
I'm having a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, Sarah, make it a 1v1. Make it a date.
Let me handle this for a second.
Yeah, just set up and let them come to us.
Camera in position.
They won most of their rounds, picking us off.
Don't wait up. Stay clear of blast zone. Jammer ready to activate.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
Device prime. Keep an eye on door.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Ready for hostile action.
Right. Stand clear.
2 feet accurate.
Initiate jammer.
Most of them 5P.
Camera in position.
Prepping needles.
So it was being watched. I was just like confused.
Loading new
How many was there? That striker on 1 ping. Just sitting in the corner. He's peeking now. NG, he's coming towards you. You hear him? Another guy at the end of the hallway.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Last one's Galley on rip.
It'll sting a lot.
He ran out the door.
Seconds left. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Ryan, would you do this on Piers Morgan, where you just keep interrupting everybody?
Yes.
Have you
to
seen
do that
those
on Piers
people
Morgan.
and how
What are
they
you talking
act and then
about?
they get kicked off and never asked back?
Have you ever fucking watched the Piers Morgan panel? They talk over each other constantly.
That was a dumb question.
No, when Piers asks questions, everybody be quiet until that, and then sometimes he'll let people interject. But you know,
Who gives
I'm
a fuck?
surprised more
Any of them
panelists.
is financially viable. Let's
Piers
do it.
asks questions to other people on the panel, not the same fucking
The
person.
point, well, the
Ryan,
point
Ryan,
is...
here's the
Then fucking
Ryan.
leave. It's her panel, man.
Hey, you know
Look,
what?
I'll make it
Thanks
easy.
for
Ryan,
bringing
the
it
reason
up,
nobody's
Ryan.
asking you questions, Ryan, is because you're not interested.
I'm not asking them to ask me questions, but first of all, people do ask me questions on this show all the fucking time. I usually have,
Yeah,
like,
but
9
you never
questions.
answer them.
The only reason they're asking
They
you
need
the
to
questions
locate a
is
bomb.
they're much bigger creators,
It's because I
right?
answer them. No, it's because I answer them. Why? I'll give you an example. Ryan, I'll give you an example.
Andrew, can we get
I'll give you an
back-
example, Ryan. You see how I answer questions? Watch this. Ryan, should 16-year-olds be able to vote? Okay.
We'll have sex.
Ryan, why should
Drone has
16-year-olds
located a
be
bomb.
Sir, may I have a chance to say something?
I haven't fully thought.
Yeah, see what I did? I haven't actually thought about this. Answers to your questions. You
Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
See you around. Get me better here. Loading new magazine. All set. Drone activated. Initiating hack. Guards hacking.
I got the canvas side right here, 5 feet. Someone's right here.
Overhead device.
Throwing frag grenade.
1 Op 4 remaining.
Reloading.
You're-
Countering that intel.
What?
Wait. Get stuck in the corner.
Diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Last one's on site. I was going Sage mode. Why would you throw that grenade, champ?
Threw it in the fucking site. Where else am I gonna throw it?
Op 4 eliminated.
fucking don't
worry about right now. Then whether or not
ask me questions because I have fucking answers, you little fuck. That's why.
It's just not a row.
Just shut up, you little fuck. I just demonstrated why you don't know shit because you don't know shit about nothing. You don't know shit about anything, Brian. Shut up, Brian. You don't know shit about nothing. You don't know anything about nothing, Brian.
My thoughts. I can't have a
Andrew,
conversation.
you
so
were-
what, like,
Derek, can we get a tampon for Ron?
You,
Both of them.
Who won, dude?
Andrew, you were
like periods, right?
entertaining my hypothetical on if women just exited the workforce. But now I actually, because you mentioned...
We're just teasing. Don't towards this type of future much more than women are. And I think it's because women have been indoctrinated into the idea that men are rapists and violent and horrible. And if they don't have some sort of backup plan, men are waiting and plotting for their demise if they get married to them and instead depend on men for resources. And so what they do is they shift the burden to the state, depend on the state for resources instead of your own men. And I think that's absurd.
How many wins and
Historical
losses,
standards,
dog?
men
Gold
always were-
one?
I'm sorry,
No.
women were always in a support role to men. They lived in this,
Go
you know, if you're a
five,
blacksmith,
whatever.
your wife
Piece of
assisted
shit.
with blacksmithing, and She assisted in your role, in your occupation. She assisted with the children. She assisted with these types of things. They had a role in society, and they were elevated. They were considered matrons. They were considered, you know, a real resource that needed to be protected and taken care of in that position. I think that that's a fucking great role for women. I don't know why they fuck themselves with political participation when all of the anti-suffragette arguments read like a prophecy. They literally read like a prophecy. You'll be used as political pawns. You will become a, you know, nothing more than a political cog in the wheel, rather than having this great moral position that got the 18th Amendment passed long before the 19th and the women's right to vote was passed. It's like, there's no good reason why, except to say women can't trust men. To make the de facto statement that, hey, men should not be in charge of leadership, even though they're the only ones who have the capacity to lead and defend the nation. That's the absurdity of the whole thing. And it's really hard, like, for people when they hear this, it causes cognitive dissonance. It causes Ryan to spurg. Ryan doesn't even want you to talk. Fox doesn't even want you to talk. They lose their fucking minds. But they really can't refute it, because ultimately it drives around force. We have to protect you. In exchange for this, we need to have something out of women in society. So what is that thing? It's got to be reproduction. I'm not saying women should be forced into reproduction. That's absurd. But rather that society should at least move towards the idea of emulating that, making that a good thing, and making that something that women should strive for.
Is it ideally, right? Because I mean, a man protecting just a woman, right? There's no kind of real stock in that game. She's just a woman, right? He would still want to naturally, but if she has his children, he's actually more inclined to protect and refine, and or all those words you said.
But I think he would be in a society where women were viewed in their proper role. I think that
Your drone has found a bomb.
Right,
very
because
apt
now
to protect women.
she is the potential thereof somebody's legacy. So in order to protect society as a whole, like another man's, you know, like
This becomes a duty, right?
Right.
You get the lifeboat. You, women and children, get the lifeboat. Why do women and children get the lifeboat?
because that's the future. That's the legacy that they're pushing. Like
Makes total fucking sense to me. Makes total sense to me. That's.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Argus ready.
Drone activated.
Setting up a sequential breach. Cam in position. Cam deployed.
It's the future, that's the legacy. But aren't you supposed to be procuring that future and that legacy? Didn't I drown in that ship to get you on that lifeboat for the purpose of you reproducing mankind? I think I did. I think that that was what kind of our social deal was, right? Otherwise, why the fuck am I on the lifeboat? Fuck you, lady. You stay on the fucking lifeboat. My life's just as valuable as yours. And by the way, I can impregnate thousands more women than you can be impregnated by men. So why shouldn't I take the fucking boat? This is the fundamental question when we reduce it. Like, should women have this elevated status in society? Yeah. Should men be able to have access to complete political participation for the allocation of the resources which they procure? Of course. Of course. Like, that makes total sense.
Right. So is it like then? What is it in your thought process? Do you think women no longer care to? I mean, obviously, like feminism, right? That's the kind of grounding where you're standing at. But what would make a woman not want to promote like legacy building?
They've never heard the alternative. They've only heard the one thing, which is that men are demonic, they're rapists, they're evil,
15
their
seconds left.
entire jobs to abuse and hurt you, and that's all that they're there
10
to
seconds
do.
remaining.
And that the world would be a better
Friendly last
place if
operator
there was a
standing.
matriarchy,
You must recover
so
the
that
diffuser.
there would be no
We
more
have been
wars and
eliminated.
everybody would operate around empathy. But the thing that enables this mindset is the fact that most women get on the road in the morning and they drive on a road built by men to a Starbucks, which was built by men, to get a frappe latte, which was literally invented by men, to go to their office that has air conditioning, which it was installed by men, and all of the wiring and infrastructure that led to that installed and invented by men. And the fact that they can even go to these jobs, which is secured by the force of men, and all of the laws which prevents them from being assaulted in their day-to-day life, which is again enforced by men. They have never even had to think about that. Instead, they have been forced the indoctrination protocol that
need to locate a
women
bomb.
are equal in society to men when it comes to everything, including infrastructure, protection, and everything else thereof. It's absurd, and it's fucking stupid. And by the way, Sarah, let me ask you this.
Nice.
Wouldn't you prefer a life? It is true you would have to depend on it, but you would never have any debt. You'd never have to worry about property.
Drone has
You
located
never
a
have
bomb.
to worry about working ever again for the rest of your life. And you could focus only on your children. And society reinforced that at every level. How the fuck
10
is that a
seconds to
bad deal
insertion.
for you?
Yeah, and I would gladly take that.
5 seconds before
I mean,
insertion.
and then I kind of already.
Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
Sequential breaching activated.
Window shields down.
The diffuser is no longer in possession. The diffuser is now secured.
Reloading.
We're good.
Oh, God almighty.
Target deployed.
Loading new magazine.
Op 4 last operator standing. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
You know, I was a stay-at-home wife. I did all of those things.
It's not just a stay-at-home wife. You gotta think about this. You being a stay-at-home wife in modernity still puts
Yeah.
social pressures which are incorrect on both parties. Imagine a world which reinforced that your husband needed to take care of you, that he had an obligation to do so. He would be socially shamed and get his ass kicked if he didn't. That it was perfectly socially acceptable for your male family members to come in and beat the fuck out of him if he lifted a hand to you, right? But on the other hand, you had a duty. You needed to reproduce. You needed to give him children, and you needed to obey, and you needed to submit. Is that really such a fucking bad life? That sounds like a pretty good life.
Is it then? You mentioned the fact that, you know, that your family could come in and beat the shit out of him if he lifted a hand. So then, is it like a failure kind of in some of the family support why some of these things happened, or why there were enough cases to where feminism?
This was all
proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
You see that one tap, dog?
Nah.
Changing mags. Drone ready.
I love how it's the trajectory bounces off of everything, even though it's not even hitting anything.
Driven by female feminists who made the kind of bold claims that men only looked at women as chattel. And we never did. We never looked at them as chattel. We often did look at them as the prize. But think about what you were getting as a man. You were getting, even going back to the 1940s, most of the women who got married were virgins. Think about what that meant for men. No body count, no baggage, right? Virgin women, they got married to them, and there was a social enforcement and there was a legal enforcement. You didn't take care of your family, you got put in fucking jail. That's what happened to you. You had not only a social obligation duty, you had to do it. How is that a worse system?
It all friendlies.
How? Like, how does that not benefit women? The system actually benefited women way more before feminism. It vastly improved a lot of lives of women. Feminism has completely failed in its promise of benefiting women. How are women benefited? More mental illness than ever, more single moms than ever, more divorces than ever. It's been a fucking disaster for them.
Yeah, I think it put more weight on women, like almost like kind of what you were saying. Would you rather not worry about this, not have to worry about property or this or that?
Completely
like you're
gone.
supporting,
You don't even
right?
have to worry about it.
I feel like I will agree that the I'm an independent woman concept instead ended up just weighing our shoulders down
Secure
when
the
we
bomb.
already have the weight of the world on our shoulders with our children, right? Like that's our focal point, and that's a very heavy weight. So when you add in all of these other ringers that you have to attend to, it's like, well, now you can't be like the
Bomb
best parent
location
you could
Let me
compromised.
ask you a
Plan
question.
accordingly.
Simple question, very basic.
You can
What
feed up
feminism-
and running.
be a headache. I don't know. I mean, I don't. In my perspective, right? I feel like this is just society that
10
I grew
seconds
up
to
in,
insertion.
right? I wasn't there when things were shifting or changing. What
5
I'm
seconds and
seeing the
counting.
changes are now are the transgender crap or like men playing.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Ready, set, ready to deploy.
Yo, can someone open a rotate hole here?
feed up and running.
Two people in. Two people on red pin.
Op 4, last stop standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful. Secure the bombs.
Reloading!
Fortified!
Camera in position.
Why do it yourself when robots...
Down to 10 seconds.
3 again, deploy.
5 seconds to insertion.
Camera feed up and running.
You must protect your bombs from being defused by Op 4.
말보다는 행동이지. Reinforce the wall!
Multiple people here, I think. Yeah, I got 2 people. Yo, that actually worked out so well.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Yo, did you see that?
Nope.
I got 3 people killed. Or 2 people killed.
Are you happy about that?
Cause man, it's
Nice, dude.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
말보다는 행동이지.
seconds left. Friendly, last operator standing.
Yeah, just
5
and
seconds
then you have
left.
to go back at 0. Nice. Gotta go.
Op 4 is defusing a bomb. You need to disable their diffuser.
No,
Protect
you
the
almost
bomb,
fucking
disable the
died,
diffuser.
dude. Just defuse it, bro. You're 1 in 4.
You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
In women's sports and all of these things that, like, I don't feel like they even belong in this vicinity.
Did your grandmother have a better life than you?
My grandmother?
Diffusing device is disabled.
She had a
Mission successful.
great life. She's still rocking it.
Did she have a better life?
How are we? I don't know. I don't know what I
Your
compare it to.
great-grandmother. The thing is like if you look at your grandparents, they probably had a better life than you did, and they're looking down the scope of very just common sense roles that men and women play in the intersexual dynamic. Men are not monsters. Not only are they not monsters, but they procure all the rights and assets and everything that women and children get to enjoy. And all they ask in exchange is that women fulfill their social duty. And women and feminism has demanded that women have no such obligation. That's why you got fucked. You got fucked by feminism. You might think you got
Secure
fucked
the
by
area.
God.
Keep the bombs
He fucked
protected.
you over. He did this. He did that. Right? But he's as much a victim of feminism as you are. He's as much a victim of feminism as you are ultimately.
Knowing that it's almost like knowing that I have an out, like that he's not obligated to prevent that out, right? Like the safety net is no longer there.
Yeah, the safety net has shifted to the state.
Right.
How has that been beneficial to you? What if you had a husband instead who said, I have a duty here and a social obligation? I'm going to take
10 seconds to insertion.
It's not only reinforced by society, but by the government itself.
5 seconds
But in
and
exchange
counting.
for this, you also have obligations.
Op 4 has yet to locate a bomb.
Device positioned. Place device. Explosive ordnance. Device activated. Deploying explosive ordnance.
Op 4 found a bomb. You must defend it.
Nomad's up here.
Someone exposed you.
Is that none of our roamers gonna go to that hatch?
Damn, dude. That guy 8 bullets.
Like.
Down to 15 seconds.
I don't.
Pretty sure you got a couple headshots in there too.
I don't know.
5 seconds to go.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't know what that was like.
Yeah, you can play whatever you want, man. Dude, after that, I don't give a fuck. It's fucking horrendous.
When you get into what are women's obligations, the answers I get are fucking absurd. They're Ryan answers.
It is only 12, so I'll play a couple more
nothing.
games.
What if we lowered the age of consent to 16?
This guy went
Is
1
it
in
okay
5
for
and
women
he's
to vote then? Well, I've never really thought about it. They're just evaded every.
Yeah, what would you do if he ran out of
actual
time
answers.
to
The
defuse?
truth is that
Oh, dude,
there's
I'd be
no
so
good
fucking
reason to divide households between
So I
votes,
saw that,
men
I
and
was just
women,
like, why is he
with a
fucking
vote.
running
Imagine
around?
voting against your
So-
husband. How is that going to create?
Because he got
good
1 kill, he was
relations
so excited
between
that he got 1
men and-
kill that he went around teabagging and ran across the map to teabag.
Dude.
So I got my win-loss back up to 1.2. My KD's at 1.2. But the thing is, it never stays there. And the highest I'll get is 1.4, 1.5, and then we'll just go right back down to 1 or 1.1.
And women, if you have a house divided even on the same
Right.
vote, that's fucking stupid.
I don't know how left and a right could even mingle, but a question though, with the women that are not reproducing, you know, I'm assuming that they're likely like of the liberal mindset of such sort. It's to me, I'm kind of pulling the quality versus quantity factor here. Do we really, if that's the mindset, right, then that's going to do nothing but trickle down. And if that's going to continue on, if it continues. But if those women are choosing not to have children, or they wait too long and then unfortunate circumstances happen and then they can't, so on and so forth, or we have the transgenderism and, you know, all of these crazy things off the bat, then inevitably isn't that problem kind of going to end up solving? It's because you no longer have that mindset continuing in legacy.
You hit
right?
you hit the $100 million question.
You make
But
me
it's
feel
not-
so smart.
It's not just the idea that the future of feminism destroys itself because it becomes a non-reproductive ideology. But what about this? Let me give you a better one. What if you had a reproduction rate in your nation which was so low that you needed to maintain a high enough gross domestic product that you needed workers there no matter what, especially to take care of your elderly? And then you relied on an immigrant population which came in, which literally rejected feminism, and then you brought them into a fucking democracy where they could vote and they could do all of this. What happens to feminism when you bring in so many foreigners who reject feminism in a democracy that they just simply get rid of it through the democratic process? It's a self-defeating, self-destroying, self-destructive ideology. But let's just take an example of a transhumanist future of women have rights enforcement through murder bots. We're a lot closer to an artificial womb than we are to murder bots. Why is it that men, if they have the option of reproduction, wouldn't select for men? They would. This is also a very stark and dark future for women.
Wait. Say that question again.
Let's say we had artificial wombs.
Oh, wombs. Okay. I
Wombs.
thought you said weapons or
No,
something.
wombs. Artificial wombs.
Okay.
Why is it that you think that men would select for women?
Because they get to put it in the hole.
Their own daughters? I don't think so.
Oh, well, no.
5 seconds to
So
go.
why would men who are...
You must locate and defuse a bomb.
drone in, he gets fucking destroyed. He smashes into the fucking building.
You must recover the diffuser. Friendly, last operator standing.
Watch, he's gonna blame us when we lose.
He's on the stairs. You just watched him. You just saw him. I mean, that's our bad, but.
I don't think I did see him. I could probably watch it back on my stream, but okay.
Blame us when we lose. Watch, he's gonna blame us when we lose.
Yeah, the guy was not on my screen.
You need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
He's on the stairs.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Drone activated.
You must recover the diffuser. Stop standing. Op 4 neutralized.
You just watched him.
Successful.
It's fucking annoying, man.
Selecting for reproduction.
Outside.
Choose women. They don't. Just like in China, when you had the option of a one-child policy, they selected for men. Men were far more useful when it came.
What you're reproducing? That's what you're. I thought you meant like artificial wombs and.
It's an artificial womb.
I thought you were saying.
Men can reproduce without women.
Right. I thought
Why
you were
do
saying.
men select?
Between
Yeah. Why do
a robot and a woman?
Yeah. So my question is,
Okay.
why do men if they have control over reproduction now through artificial wombs, can you tell me why they would select for women?
We need to locate a bomb.
Because you don't need as many men, right? You're
Well, I don't
saying
know.
select women. Are you saying choose between an artificial womb or impregnating a
Your
woman, or
drone
are
has
you
found a
saying
bomb.
I'm saying
You
that
have
if it is the case that reproduction is no longer dictated by women, men can now dictate whether or not they reproduce themselves because there's artificial wombs. Why would they select for females?
I guess there's no purpose.
We're doing that Osa and Ace trick on backside.
So
5 seconds to insertion.
So essentially, if
Proceed to bomb the location and defuse it.
See you on the other side.
Mindset.
Cam ready.
Drone activated.
Zone activated. I'm reloading. Setting up a retake sequence. Cam deployed.
Wszystko w porządku.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser is now
214 ping. They're mine.
Need a better position. Perfect shot. Augers deployed.
Changing mags.
How am I getting spotted, Hunter?
One on between.
15 seconds.
That's it.
Peeking.
No.
Last one on
Only operator remaining. 10 seconds remaining.
tank.
One
I'm tank.
op
I'm
4
tank.
remaining. We have been eliminated.
if women end up not reproducing kind of like on their own and voluntarily, or even giving incentive for why you need a wife, then essentially men can, if we have an AI robot that can
Just an artificial womb, which we're very
Right.
close to having.
right, then essentially are women necessary?
Are they?
Well, it'd be much quieter.
Tell me why it is in China. They had a one-child policy there. And almost everybody selected for men. They selected for having a male.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Op 4 is locating the bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Yeah, we got a mirror if you want to put one on the wall.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Loading new magazine.
Located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Keep us straight through. Barrier destroyed. Camera radio activate.
Oh, that is such horseshit.
Air instead of a female.
Well, that's because carrying on the name. Your name
Well,
would...
is it, or is it because men, if you think about it, let's think about this objectively. Let's say that you were an alien and you had no idea about humans.
Op
and you
4,
were just
last
presented
operator
with this
standing.
option. You can have two different classifications of human. The first type of human has trouble regulating its hormones, is going to be down and out for 9 months at a time if they ever become pregnant, and is going to be half the strength of this other human. Or you can select a human that has double the strength, no trouble with hormone reproduction, now can artificially reproduce itself.
Right, I would definitely go with the second. Well, because it's self-creating, right? Essentially, and you're getting the stronger human, and you're not getting all of the...
So the future of feminism through technology, the very idea of technology being the thing that secured feminist futures, is actually going to be the same thing that destroys them. Feminism, all roads of feminism lead to death, destruction, mayhem, and nonsense.
So, I mean, how would you rally that back in terms of if women wanted to incentivize men to not go for the artificial womb, right? What would be the incentivization to
Down to
drag
15
them
seconds.
back into
There's no
natural
incentivization.
reproduction?
What
10 seconds
incentivization
left.
can women give if you were able to make a robot? If
5
you had a
seconds left.
sophisticated enough technology where you could make a robot that can secure women's rights, then you would definitely have a sophisticated enough robot that would be indistinguishable in the act of sexual intercourse from a normal woman. Why is it that men wouldn't go ahead and select out a woman with her hormone issues and all sorts of problems and baggage and this and that for a robot they could fuck, and also have an artificial womb where they can replicate whatever they wanted? The future for women actually looks very bleak, and the future for men looks very good. So the question becomes this. You ask, Andrew, how would you change this? Well, I would do it the same way I'm doing it right now, by pointing out that there is a lopsided nature in society based on preconceived notions of what actual sexes are supposed to do for each other and
Secure
why
the
they're
bombs.
supposed to do those things. And when people recognize that, like you have, obviously, many, many times you've thought about this doesn't make any sense. Women could actually be put on the pedestal where inside of society, in the correct context, they do obey men, they do submit to men. But on the other hand, all of their needs are taken care of. Most women, I think, in a
Op 4 has located
vacuum
a
would
bomb.
select
Plan
them.
your defenses
And
accordingly.
yet, we've taught them this great lie that they're equal to men in all realms.
10 seconds to insertion.
It's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Down to
Is
5
it,
seconds.
Because there's, like, the whole,
By the way, I have drunk cherries. So inside my vodka drink, My wife's been putting cherries.
What?
Reloading. Swapping man.
Did not see that miracle.
One friendly remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
Hi.
There's like snacks for drunk people. They're so fucking good. But anyway.
Snacks for drunk people.
Mhm.
I like it. So then, who's got? Somebody's got a mic
Like a
feedback
quick closing
on.
statement, because I'm gonna shoot myself. But I mean, I'm good. Yeah, sorry.
What are
I
we
mean,
up
this
to
is-
on the tooth? Hang on, Ryan, real quick. What are we up to
Yeah,
on the
let's
tooth
find out.
for Ryan? 500. All right,
That'll do
500
for-
bucks, Ryan.
okay.
Can you,
That's
you
six
think you
bucks.
get a new tooth for 500? I don't know
I mean, I
if
can
I'll
come
give
with
you
that.
any more than 500. Can you do? Can you get the tooth for 500 bucks, Ryan?
I'll try. I don't know. Maybe. I'll see.
Can I have
Yeah.
60 seconds just to sign off and say thanks for hosting and whatnot?
It was
and-
nice. It was nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, and you too, Andrew. Like, this is the first time we've spoken like this. We have dialogue before. Regardless of that, just to, I don't claim only to respond
Keep it active.
Get away with the tactics.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
I do challenge you to a debate regarding voting and rights and the semantics of.
That's fine. Pay me.
As a Christian.
10
and
seconds to
Here,
insertion.
I'm willing to do the debate. All I ask
5
for is
seconds to
$1,000 bucks.
If you want pain,
Located by Op 4.
Secure the wall! No, they
Nobody,
want you to meet
nobody except you, sir.
for free. They want you to meet their dance for free.
is that you running from the debate?
Keep it straight through. Barrier deployed.
You are just.
One op 4 remaining. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
And you saying no?
All I did was so. Can I give you my reasoning?
Go for it.
Okay. So this is super simple. So generally during a stream, I make about $1,000 an hour. This creates the infrastructure which allows the Crucible to exist at all. All I ask from people who want to debate me, who are relative unknowns, who bring nothing to the Crucible, is that they replace the wages that I would make if I did not debate them. Now, because I have so many debate requests from people who actually have massive audiences who I can peel off of in order to add to the Crucible, I think it's completely reasonable and fair for me to ask for the same wages that I would accrue as a business from the very same people who asked for these debates. I think that that's completely reasonable. Can you tell me why that's not reasonable?
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Usually, in this day and age, I understand that's totally reasonable. You run in a business, etc.
Sure.
Even Jesus we've got food to put on the table. However, I refuse to be managed.
Well, can I ask? No, everybody shut up. I will also inform you, you know how many messages I get in a day asking and I filter them out because if I gave everybody their way, then Andrew would be working all day for, you know, who knows if he'll make anything off of it, and I'd rather at
5
least,
seconds and counting.
that's why I tell everybody the same thing. Come join an open panel, that's your
Op
audition
4 has
time, we'll
located
see
a
what
bomb.
you got from there, and what kind of, you know, crowd you bring in, and whether I think you're worthy enough
And
of
listen,
being on
I
that.
come into these all the time to engage with various people who don't have the means.
Evil eye deployed. Placing my evil eye.
Shiva deployed.
Door is barricaded.
Changing mags.
Someone exposed you.
Seeing blue.
Someone is tracking you down. One op 4 remaining. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
To engage in other ways. I'm happy to do that, but I'm just asking you to look at it from a business standpoint. From a business standpoint,
Yeah.
it's extremely
Love it when it's
reasonable
the
for me to
right way.
ask. I don't want to lose any wages that I would ordinarily be able to make in a live stream with me just talking to people by debating with a relative unknown. It's not because I don't think you're smart. It's not because I don't think you have good arguments. It's not because I think you're stupid. It's just simply an idea of finance. I think it's completely fucking reasonable to make those
Use your
basic
drone to locate a
requests.
bomb.
If I was to do that, how long do I get per grand? How long?
20 seconds and a month. 20 seconds and a month.
Oh my
I
God.
respect your position. I understand your reasons for not wanting to debate it because it's a monetary gain. whereas I'm just coming from an educational system point of view. I don't do what I do for money at all whatsoever. I refuse to do money.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Well, you can't be monetized.
It's purely about the education.
You can't be monetized. You can't. Stop telling me that you refuse. You fucking can't do it. Stop lying to me, you
Well,
fuck.
we could debate
You
about that. I know better than you. I know better than you.
5 seconds.
No, you know,
do for
I
money.
looked at your
You do what
channel.
you do for money,
You
and I
can't
do
be
what I do for-
monetized.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Drone activated. Second floor.
Loading new magazine. Going Selma. Get ready for the breach. Reload. Loading new mag. Target set. Loading new mag. Tracker on the prowl. Target acquired.
One's in there.
One op 4 remaining. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Thomas, you wouldn't make any money. Stop lying to us.
I can promise you now, if I needed to beg on YouTube,
You're not begging. You're not begging. You fuck. You think giving a service is
rattle your
begging?
virtual tin can
Can
on
you
YouTube
tell me?
and you need-
Prove me wrong. You can prove me wrong. Why don't you? If you really, if this was about virtue, why don't you monetize your channel and then give it all away?
I don't need money.
You don't know. Other
I
people
don't
do need
need
money. Other people need money. Hang on. Other people do need money. Why don't you monetize your channel and give it all
I'm telling
away?
you, I don't respect Google's principle.
Your 20 seconds is
Yeah,
up.
you got nothing.
Mel, you
Fucking
got
nothing.
your
The
time.
reason you don't monetize your channel and then give it all away is because you fucking can't. And I wish you fuckers would stop lying to me about this all the time. Oh, I just don't want to because I have a basic integral. If you had real integrity and it was about principle, then you would go ahead and monetize your channel for the same content you're making and then give all that shit away. The truth is you fucking can't, and you use this as a coping mechanism in order to try to shame me into fucking debating you with a 1v1. Fuck you. Anyway, Fox, go ahead.
I think you have a point, Andrew, by the way. I was trying to tell him at least make some content that he wants in an audience that he feels the need to respond to. Have some worth.
I think that's fair.
So I want to bring things back because I couldn't really get in, squeeze myself in. I'm just this little fox. When you were were talking about women don't do like procurement and refinement and stuff like that. Like,
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't. And you can reclaim your time here, but I can't hear you. Your audio is really low.
Is it? It could just be. Yeah. Here, let me move into another room. It's probably just background.
I don't think that it's that. Maybe Sarah. Sarah, can you turn Cosmic Fox up?
It's probably background noise. Is that better?
It's still low, dude. It's still low. Maybe but Sarah through StreamYard may be able to turn your mic up. It's just really low.
Do you think you can bear with me for now?
Yeah, I can. I can. It's just like
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only the Human Turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. Am I muted? Why they say me? Oh, they got me. They fucking got me. We're joined by some of the best analysis in the game. The world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We also got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price X. And of course, we're joined by the one and only the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we doing? How we feeling? Probably the most time-respected day we've had in a long time. One of the quickest days of Call of Duty we've had in a while now. We've been experiencing some delays the last couple of days, but today it was smooth sailing. And Pat, we'll start with you, man. How you feeling over there, Pat? You're looking good.
Good, I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know if you guys got to see this. I debuted a neon sign yesterday.
Really?
I got a neon sign in the back right here.
That's fire. That's fire.
Pat, it looks like your hand just went through your neon sign.
It's new tech. It's new tech.
No, Pat, that looks like a Times New Roman overlay that you
Nah, it's
used on
new
your
tech.
computer.
It's new tech.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together.
AI shit right there.
Transparent. Yeah, transparent neon sign. But
Oh,
yeah, man, I'm
man.
doing good. I'm probably gonna go live after the flank tonight
Yes,
and pick
sir.
up where we left off with dropping Clay in the 2014 season.
I like that.
But yeah, man, I'm ready to speed run this one because today's matches were quick.
Yeah, we might have a quick flank today. With very quick matches, a lot of blowouts, a lot of good moments. We'll talk about it. But what about you, Benjay? How you feeling over there? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm excited, Tom. Tomorrow starts Masters Week, and you know I'm excited for the first major of the season for golf. We're gonna enjoy that, and yeah, the matches were an absolute huge today, but I think we're set up nicely for this stage. I think there's gonna be some exciting next couple of weeks in qualifiers.
Yeah, for sure. We got Sam over there. Sam, the boys are looking good today. How you feeling? You got the 100 Thieves merch on today. Mustache looking great. Talk to me.
Thank you. I'm doing great, Tom. Still want that raise.
Yeah, everybody wants a raise now. Everybody's asking for a raise. I don't know what's
Listen, we're
going on.
unionizing. We're tired of these worker conditions. We're tired of it.
All right, we'll see what I can do. What about you, Duarte? You want a raise too?
I mean, it's only fair if Pat, barely says anything on the
Listen,
show,
I'll
and
take Chris's.
I get a
He
raise
doesn't
too.
sound like he's convinced. I'll take Chris's. I'll take Chris's raise. And
I think Chris should lose some money for him arguing with King Scuppy in 2010. Did you guys see that clip?
I did see that.
Chris, can you get a damn cutoff for Moho?
Chris, were you just not cutting off on Moho? Was just running straight for the flags?
Can we get a cutoff?
Wait,
Listen, Moho was not cutting it.
Yeah, we should actually watch that.
No, you weren't cutting it.
Yeah, I actually have the clip. I have the clip up right here. Let's tune into this clip real quick. This is a little throwback clip for you guys to start the flank today. Here, let's do it.
Oh my God.
You're fucking terrible, Parasite.
My bad.
You realize that I'm the only one that ever gets fucking kills, right? I'm the only one that ever cuts off. Yes. Ever. If I don't play good, if me and Mama don't play good, we will lose. Play good ever. She's a good objective, and you're just too fucking stupid to notice it because you don't know how to cut the fuck off in your ass.
Sprints at the flag, like he doesn't know. Unlike
That's what an
other
objective player is supposed to do, right?
Revan, hold on, Revan, you just run at the flag and pull whenever you do that.
That's why you
Alright, listen, from your perspective, aren't you supposed to wait for people to die before the flag?
Yo, I cut this clip off.
Yeah,
the
that
best,
doesn't count.
the
That's
best part
hilarious.
about this clip was Parasite and Revan went like Chris just basically kept asking Revan questions for the next like 5 minutes.
Was Revan pulling flags without getting killed?
No, Moho used to just run at the objective and just die like over and over without even like.
Objective player, man.
Yeah, an objective player. Let's holy shit, bro.
And to give some context, that was PCL 3 on Xbox in 2010.
That's actually
great.
great.
I don't know how y'all ended up. I think
that was after Circa passed.
Yeah, it definitely was. But your team must have broke up because Scump wasn't on Fear then either. So I don't know like when y'all. I guess y'all joined just for PCL3, but I was digging some old like Twitch accounts, and I found that one, and I was like, Jesus.
Dude, it's just funny to see Ringleader in that lobby because I feel like he was like the go-to content
That's
guy
what I'm
for,
saying,
back in
bro.
the day. That was
Seeing
like,
Ringleader's
He was like the only one that had the high quality setup that could like record in 1080 and everything. So,
yeah. He used to come to all the events with the cameras and shit and just go hard.
He was the tech wizard.
Yeah, he used to get all the reactions and shit. I mean, I always go to his channel when I want to watch like throwback shit. Shout out to Ringleader. I don't know what he's up to these days, but he's an OG right there.
He's at Monster, I believe.
Oh, is he? He's at Monster now? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's crazy how fast time has flown, bro. Bro, that really is so long ago, dude. We're getting old, man. We're getting really old.
Literally 15 years ago is how long the bot on Twitch was.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. It's crazy how much has changed to see where COD is now. Now we got a broken scoreboard. We got franchise teams. We got terrible maps. You know, it's just crazy, man, how stuff changed. We're watching Control now instead of CTF. You guys are talking about pulling flags. Now we're watching Control.
Stacking points.
Special, bro.
Yeah, now we're talking about stacking points and shit. But so he said Tom's pushing 80. I'm pushing 30. All right, let's relax here. All right, but let's hop into it. We had 3 matches to cover today. Shouldn't take us too long. These matches went pretty quick. The one grueler was the first series of today, so let's hop into it. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5, round 11. This was a grueler here. We had a Minnesota ROKKR going up against the Boston Breach. This one goes to a map 5, round 11. We had a Skyline hardpoint to start things off. It was 250 to 151 in favor of Minnesota. They come out hot in the first hardpoint. They lose the next S&D on rewind 6-2. Hacienda control goes to Boston as well, 3-1. Then Minnesota again with a big hardpoint win, 250 to 112 there, beat them by over 100 points in that one. So Minnesota's hardpoints looking real good. And then of course we got the dealership S&D to end it. And that one goes to a round 11 where Minnesota were able to clutch up. We're going to tune into those last couple rounds there and see what was going on. But let's take a look here at the stat sheet. We got Ezreal with a .87 in this one. Gio with a 1.28. Kenny with a 1.26. And Nero with a .92. And on the other side for the Boston Breach, we got Cammy with a 1.0. Awakening with a .85. Purge with a .86. And Snoopy with a 1.0. We'll take a look at that match MVP. If it isn't the one and only Kenny with this optic jersey on, is the match MVP with a 1.56 and hardpoint, a 1.15. And S&D and a .83 in control. Kenny having a phenomenal series here today. We'll go from the top down. Ben, we'll start with you. Minnesota, they come out on top today. They win both hardpoints. They close it out in the last search. Another game 5 for them. They weren't able to close out the last one, but they are able to close out this one. How'd you think Minnesota and Boston look today? What'd you think of the series, Benjay?
It's a grueler series. I think if you're both teams, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to work on. I think for Minnesota, control just seems like potentially still a little bit of an issue there. The rewind wasn't particularly close, and I believe that they actually picked that map too. Other than that, man, Kenny's back, bro. Disturbance in the force, I don't care. I think just being in a fresh team situation has brought this guy back, and I'm excited to see him kick on with the squad and figure out how to get extra Gio, and Euro deep on a weekend in the tournament.
Yeah, what about you, Pat? What'd you think of the series?
I mean, I thought Boston was going to pull off the Neslo at first because Minnesota was obviously waxing them in hardpoints. But, I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm curious to see if this lasts for Kenny. We've talked about it every time there's a roster change of any kind. There's always that honeymoon period. But, like, if Kenny is legitimately back to form, it really even more so questions what the hell was going on in that optic camp for this guy to be having like a 0.7, 0.6 lowest KD in the league.
We are not a traditional cafe. We're completely unconventional. And my Wix website really has to capture the same magic.
But yeah, I mean, Kenny looks good right now. Obviously a boost to this ROKKR squad. We've been calling for this Paul X drop for a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But if Kenny's playing like this, I mean, this team can definitely climb the ladder. Yeah, they got a lot of slaying power, right? Well, I mean, if Kenny's getting kills and you look at the rest of the team, I mean, these guys can slay for sure. Their hardpoint's going to be really good. What about you, Chris? What'd you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, they looked great in hardpoint today. They managed to clutch up this time in the 6-5. And, that we saw them go the last map with Optics, same scenario, but they end up clutching up. That was actually a weird-ass fucking search, by the way. There were so many rounds where, ROKKR was, giving up B, and, people were planning within the first, 20, 30 seconds of a round. It was kind of insane. But, overall, fun series to watch. Glad we're getting some more Game 5s. Boston, they've been improving, but they're trying to get back up to that form that they had at the first stage, and they've managed to take it to the distance with a couple teams and beat some teams. So overall, I mean, both teams showed improvement. Both teams had a great series. Unfortunately, it goes to depends on what side you're on. It goes to ROKKR here, 6-5. That was a close one. Kenny played phenomenal, and Gio continues a streak of going positive and crying.
Yeah, Kenny played great. We're gonna take a tune into Kenny's interview too at the end of this one. At the end of it, see what he had to say about it. But what about you, Sam? Obviously, you know Kenny really well. Do you see your old boy back? You see Kenny back in there looking like himself against him? I mean, what's it like seeing Minnesota fry? What you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we all knew that Ken was much better than his showing on Optics. So, yeah, kind of what Pat said. I don't know what the fuck was going on over there, but I'm not going to say he's fully back. It's been 2 series, but he's undoubtedly playing better for sure. Even his last series, he didn't even have a 1.2 or anything, but you could just tell he's more comfortable the way he's moving around the map right now. He just feels more like himself at the moment. So it's definitely great to see. ROKKR could be a potential late-year champs contender to qualify, that is. So this series was super important for that. There was a big point swing on the table here if Boston ended up winning this, but things are now a little bit more interesting towards the bottom end of the league at the moment.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the standings at the end of the show, but let's head into the first map. Obviously, Minnesota come out and dominate the first map. We have a listen in here from them. Obviously, with Kenny coming back into the roster, let's see how the comms are sounding. All right, it's gonna do it for the listening. What'd you guys think? I thought their small talk was really good. I feel like you hear everyone, right? Like some listenings, you only hear like one or two guys. I feel like with this team, like everybody was kind of yapping, which is a good thing, right? I mean, you want everybody talking. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought they sounded really good. I think Ken's interview was like a good insight to just the dynamic of the team. It seems like their communication was really good. It's something he touched on, just like the culture of the team, and obviously all of them being young is something that he really hasn't had before as like a real leader of the team. So
yeah,
I think his interview kind of shed a good light on how they're doing right now.
Yeah, and then we hop into the rewind search in the next one. I didn't have much there. I just wanted to say Boston's really good at rewind search. Like that's like their go-to map. What's their record, Ben? Do you know what Boston's record is on rewind S&D? I feel like that's like their map. Like I remember they liked that map in the beginning of the game, and they're still frying in it now. So I'm sure they're really happy that that map's coming back into play. I feel like Snoopy and Purge and Cammy had a good map too as well. They just love the way that map plays. Go ahead, Ben.
They're 2-1 because they got removed out of the first 2 weeks. But Minnesota picked
they were
against
really
them
good in the
series.
beginning of the series. They were really good, or beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna present an interesting option for Boston because we know that their house S&D is good. And they beat a bunch of quality opponents on the map. But if they're good at rewind as well, I really like that S&D map code now for Boston.
Yeah, and then in the control, just to show you the one offense round that was won, it stems off the back of Cammy here. I mean, look at how Boston ended up breaking and winning this offense here. They actually played through right. And they were actually doing this a lot. Even Big Wake was playing spawn kills in Bowhouse a lot. Like he was pushing Bowhouse out and playing spawn kills that way. But they all pushed right, they get the kills, and then they cut right through one. They cut right across the map. They get out to this point. Now you can see that number 2 on the minimap is going to be Cammy. He's going to roam around this top office area. And then you'll just see how this plays out. Cammy absolutely dismantles him here in the control. He goes crazy. He finds one in office. He's got another one challenging him in the stairs. He's going to play his life a little bit. They switch to his screen here in just a second. Finds another. Then another one. Cammy just going crazy, and he keeps his spree going as well. Boston just put Minnesota in an absolute blender here. They got all the lanes covered. Cammy finding even more kills, sitting on a 4 spree. Finds another one with that Ames. Man, this gun's unbelievable, huh, Sam? And wins another one on Nero here, top office. The life count is 20-7 right now in this offense. So Boston
Tom,
just...
watch this clip and watch how many times people from Minnesota look left to pick up the D.
Did you know most SaaS applications don't back up your user data? Your SaaS application's terms and conditions clearly state that it's your data.
Pinch, and the answer to that question is going to be a very low number.
Well, you're talking about the clip I was showing? You're talking about the...
Yeah, there were multiple times where a Minnesota player came off a spawn, was either last or third person off a spawn, and they're all just flooding up the steps to mass. No one's looking left, no one's making sure that no one's going deep left, and there's just freebie people hitting routes and getting kills on the side.
See, you think they panicked here, man. You think they panicked and they were just staggered, just running off this and just not thinking about what they were doing?
Yeah, I mean, Gio did pick it up there. He's got bad timing, but the way that this started off the rip was from them not picking it up, and there's another instance where Nero didn't pick someone up off left. Look, I know they got to pick up multiple lanes. I know you guys try to flood and get tons of maps.
Well, the weird part, the weird part about this map and the way it works is, for some reason, once like the offensive team starts spawning on Lambo, like it's kind of like they are at a super mega advantage a lot of the time. A lot of the times you want to try to like get to rock and basically look down that Lambo to cut off that side, then your teammates can flood the right side of office. But if you don't have that lane, you'll watch it. Boston just spawns there over and over, and now Rocker's in a scenario where they're just pinned because that Lambo to like rock like lane is just such easy access to your spawn.
Yeah.
So although B is the most is like the point you want to like defend the most, it's weird because the way to do it isn't to just go stack low. You have to have a guy on your team block rock and spawn them deep in the courtyard of their spawn. So I think Boston just got like a really good like team wipe, and that ultimately set them up and staggered Rocker in their base. It didn't even matter what they did. They just had to find perfect timing on kills in order to get out because they just let so many Boston players leak into their spawn essentially from that rock side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty hard to get out of that trap. I feel you just gotta, if you are in a spawn trap, right, you just gotta kind of slow it down and chow things together and try and get some kills to get out of it. But I mean, it's a lot easier said than done sometimes when you're getting pinned in your base and you can't really go anywhere. But obviously, Cammy and the Boston boys did a really good job just picking up the lanes and kind of funneling. They weren't letting Minnesota find any gaps in the map. They were just closing them in and keeping them pinned. So great job from Boston, but they end up going to the next hard point. They get bodied in that one, nearly 100-point club. And I want to take things over to the game 5 because this got really interesting. This goes down to around 11, and the last 3 rounds all ended up on this B side. It actually looked oddly similar here. We start in the 4-4 round here. It's a 4v4 bomb plan here. So Boston, they just rush right to B and they get the bomb down instantly, which I noticed that pretty easy to get this bomb down at B. I know Ben and Sam, we were talking about it in the watch party that it's pretty hard to look at this bomb after it goes down. And you can see how Minnesota ends up playing it because they end up swarming the site with numbers and they just hop on a bomb. I mean, they hop right on it and they get the defuse. Nobody from Boston can get close to check the bomb. Everybody just looking over them. And they end up getting closed down. And we take things to the next round, and it looks very similar on the other end. Now you have Minnesota going for a bomb plant, right? It's Estro who's getting the bomb plant down this time around. Boston's on the defensive end. And same thing, right? Boston used their numbers, they get aggressive. And once they get onto this site, it's like these fights are kind of difficult for Minnesota. Like they're just kind of pinned in these archways, and there's really not much they can do. I mean, from your guys' perspective, you know, what's the best way to play that site in a post-plant situation? Like after you get the bomb down, like what's the best way to play it? Because even in the round 11, we go back to that same site, and it looks very similar as well, right? Like 3 rounds in a row here at the end of the game, and it's all B plants here. I mean, what do you guys think?
What's pretty fucked because there's not a lot of cover there, so staying on the site is kind of a hard option because you're also exposed to the window. I personally think, like, if you're going to play a tight setup, a lot of the time you'll notice that either Boston or Rocker, both of them were in similar scenarios where they had one guy essentially be on the bomb and tuck himself to the corner, and a lot of the times they just got slid at and killed for free, and I don't know how or why, but nobody was like helping them or looking over them when you could probably like Eiffel Tower and like shoot over each other and hide from this window. Also maybe late, I think a lot of people are kind of committing to hitting this site. Remember I talked about it on the last show, how mid is like super important, especially if you decide to go B. Because ultimately you're seeing a lot of these people get this B bomb down, but they have 0 map control, so they're just losing it anyways, most of the time.
Boston kind of trolled this. I don't know if it was a miscom with them, but it was just crazy to me to see Purge slide out here like an animal, but nobody's with him. Like he goes down and nobody's there for a trade, nobody slides out. I know Snoopy tried to chow with him, but I feel like they gotta commit. Like I feel like both of them gotta kind of slide out there, maybe work some trades or something. I thought it was weird that Purge just runs out there, dies, and they weren't able to get any trades or really do anything with it. And now once the bomb goes down, it's a 4v3 situation. and Minnesota are just in a good spot because they have numbers, right? So as long as they play tight.
I'm actually surprised that nobody on like Rocker or Boston did it, but like as we talked about yesterday with the whole like debacle of was Brandon snaky or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can throw one pumps. So why is it that like somebody is like going in the window, throwing a shoulder, one pumping and killing like this guy, for example? Like he's out in the open. Like he has no cover. He's tucked himself into a corner. You go to the window, you throw a pump, you're probably killing him. I don't know why, but like there's a lot of, you can just like go in that window and basically exploit the rule book, I guess. And in terms of like what Purge did, I wouldn't be surprised it was kind of like a heat of the moment thing where he's just like, I think I can make this play and I'm going to do it. And it's probably like he didn't have time to comment. Like he probably just went for a hero play. And it almost worked. But
It did. If he gets that kill on bomb, it probably does work because then his team can probably push out and then they work his trades and I think it all stemmed from that, right? But then once he goes down and no trades come in, it's a 4v3 with bomb down from Minnesota. I mean, this is pretty tough for Boston.
Hey, it's Lizzo. Check out my new song Still Bad on YouTube and YouTube Shorts, your one-stop shop for music.
They're kind of just stuck here, man. And I like how Minnesota's holding the site instead of just all running backwards and getting into arch. Like I like how Kenny and Ezreal were sitting on site and not giving it up. Because if you give up that site and you allow Boston to get up there and get that control, right, it can make things a lot more difficult for you. So I like the way Minnesota played that in round 11. I thought they played that well. And Doug's in the chat. He said he wanted us to go fast, just a really annoying round. So that's what Doug said in the chat. I guess Purge wanted them to go really fast. I actually think if they all committed there, it would have worked. Just because you have those guys sitting back arches, it's kind of hard to like hold those angles. But hey, Minnesota got the job done and they won the round 11. I wanted to take a look here at the interview here with Kenny because I thought it was interesting and wanted to pick your guys' brains about it afterwards. But let's listen in and see what Kenny had to say after the match.
Hi, Kylo. Ken, the purple lightsaber is out and strong today. Ken, congrats on your first win for Rocker.
Thank you. It was a banger. 2 bangers so far on the team. I don't know if I can. I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah, man. So I was actually thinking about it. With just 5 matches, map count is going to be incredibly important. You guys are now sitting at a 1-1 match record, but you're the only team to go 10 games. What have these battles been like for you? How are you going to back-to-back round 11s?
I think, well, today, I think the Hostage Control was just one that we've been playing good in scrims. It just didn't feel good today. Our hardpoint's been a little bit inconsistent. It's been really, really good in scrims, so we lost 2 hardpoints in our last match, but today we won. So it's like, it's kind of like a weird feeling because it's kind of a new team for me. So we're just kind of like trying to get our foot in a bit. And so the series going game 5 for us is actually really good because we get more reps, I feel like. But I think a win is a win. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're going for the win. So game 5, game 4, whatever it is, like we'll take the win.
Ken, I'm glad you brought up it being kind of like a new team because this is players that I think I've ever seen you play with at all in the past couple of years. So what has that been like for you? Because now not only have you had to go into a new team and learn how their system works, but also like completely new players you have to learn your play style around.
No, yeah, I think obviously I haven't played with these players. I really didn't even know them. I don't even think I talked to them before I joined this team. But coming in, I mean, they made me super comfortable real quick. We're boys, been hanging out a lot, trying to get some team bonding going. And I feel like I fit right into the system. I think it plays to my strength. I feel like I've been playing way better. And I feel like they also have really, really good communication. That was the main thing for me is like, they're young guys, so maybe they have like some flaws in communication, but so far I don't think it's been that. So it's been easy for me to, fit in.
Nice, man. You look good up there. You were frying probably your best series, like respawn-wise, the entire year.
Sure.
So congrats there. I want to ask you, sitting out a major, how are you able to like reflect on that and like get ready for the next move? Because obviously during that time, like you're trying to decide like what team do I want to go to? Like what's that like? Talk me through it.
Well, I think once I was off Optic, there was really no indication that I was going to play for myself. I wanted to just take some time off, spend time with my family, because my family was coming in town for the major. So sitting it out didn't feel too bad for me because I got some time to reflect on my abysmal qualifiers or just like stage 2. And, get my mind right because I feel like that was the main thing and just have fun with it. I feel like that was like one thing I kind of lost for a bit is like having fun and competing. So I needed to get that drive back, get my mental right, and join this team with some young guys. They're really fun to be around, so it feels good.
Seems to be a perfect landing spot for you, Kenny. Congrats on the success. 2 round 11s this time, walking away with the dub.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to do it for the interview. Now, Pat, I wanted to go to you. Kenny had mentioned in his interview, he mentioned the word system. He also mentioned the word communication. right? Do you think that might have been a factor of maybe, you know, with Optic, maybe that's why he struggled? Because I feel like, you know, Optic hasn't really been known for their comms, right? I feel like that's always something we've critiqued is their communication. And I think he was pretty impressed with the comms over at Minnesota. I mean, do you think that plays a factor here for Kenny? I mean, you think that's why he's playing better or what?
I mean, I think it definitely plays a role. And I think, too, I mean, I think, like, he needed the vibe switch up, but also, I mean, he mentioned the system stuff, and that's what I kind of took away more from it. I think, like, if we look at what happened to Optic, right? The dropping of Pred, getting Kyler, then dropping of Kyler and bringing Pred back. I think he just disagreed fundamentally with how that Optic team was playing. Obviously, he was playing poorly, but I think there was like that, you know, I don't know if he didn't want to play around other people, you know, specific people or what it was, but clearly I think that team was broken, and he was just obviously shit in the bed as a result. But yeah, I think he's happy to be in a new system, and I think it's working out for him.
Yeah, I see some people in the chat saying that I'm reaching with that one. You guys think I'm reaching with that one? With the you think that was
not
a reach?
really. If you watch their matches in the last stage when they were all together, and their comms were fucking abysmal sometimes. So I don't think that's reaching at all.
Yeah, I thought people have critiqued their comms in the past, right? Because it's just
it's also
pretty locked in.
It's also like what he said is valid. Like when you're playing with a young team or people that are quote unquote unproven in a sense, compared to a team full of people that have champions, regardless of not what you think, there's egos there when you're playing with a team full of people that have won a lot or have been successful in their career. There's going to be egos there, and that is going to mean that sometimes it's hard to get everyone on the same page because everyone is kind of trying to like say that they want to play the game a certain way. With the Rocker, regardless of how they played, we've always praised the way they've played in terms of like their fundamentals. Like we've always said they've had good teamwork. Granted, they weren't putting up the best results. Obviously, they had a player on their team that wasn't playing good at all, and that didn't help. And then we had a massive fall off. But the way they play and the speed that they play has always been something that we've praised them for. And that definitely fits Ken, at least because Ken is like, he's going to make good plays and he's going to make sure that things are like moving like a well-oiled machine. So if you get the best out of your people that are playing fucking aggressive as fuck and running around and making sure they're doing the right shit, like he's gonna play better. It's not common, it's common fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Sam? I mean, some people are saying that some people are pissed about that. I asked that question, Sam. They're pissed. There's Tommy's reaching. That's bullshit. Look at them. They're yelling at me. And Sam, what do you think? You think I'm reaching with that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've teamed with Ken, and we've all seen like kind of just the kind of player that he is. It's not rocket science that he's playing better off of the Optic team. We don't know the internals of the team. Obviously, what Pat said, there's a bunch of roster changes. There's just the camp was broken. The team was fucked through and through. So to see Ken playing better off of it, I don't think anyone in chat is surprised. I don't think any of us are surprised. I mean, both teams.
I think it goes back to what I was saying before. And I mean, I've said this in the past. I feel like everybody won in this situation. I feel like Optic looks better. I feel like Kenny looks better on Minnesota. I feel like AG looks better on Vegas. Like I feel like they needed it.
Whether you need prototype parts in one day or full service production options, you'll find speed, quality, cost efficiency, and deep manufacturing expertise in every project. Proto Labs. Manufacture like a pro.
Like they all need it. I think this was better for everyone. And I feel like we've seen that in the last week. Just
I don't know if it's worked out for AG though.
I mean, he's
worked out for AG's pockets. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
Yo, hold on. And also, I also want to like point this out. When we were on the flank,
at least he's getting paid.
When we were on the flank last stage and we were saying how Optic need to blow it up and they don't have a fucking system, they have no idea how they want to play the game, they have zero fucking teamwork, and everyone was fucking agreeing with us. Now we say, oh, Kenny's playing better on this team because the prior Optic team had no idea how the fuck to play and didn't have like a set way of playing the game. How are we gonna how is that hypocritical? He said it himself. It's the system just fits him better. The Optic system did not fit him.
You gotta stop
Hell,
breaking
if
this
they
down.
even have it.
Optic fans are delusional. Water is wet. We understand that. Like it's the same thing. Anything that's inverse Optic, they will say is bad. That's just the reality of the
I thought it
situation.
I thought it was a valid question based on the interview, based on what he said.
Yeah, 100%. Also, people are like acting like we're attacking Optic, and no, Optic made a great change, and they look better too. Like this change helped Kenny. The Optic's change helped Optic. Like it is what it is. Like just two things can be right at the same time. Like it doesn't. It's just because we're saying, oh, Kenny's playing better off of Optic means, oh, Optic was holding him back. Yeah, the prior Optic. We're not talking about the new one. It's a completely different team now. Things change.
Yeah, it is a new team. I think everybody benefited from the roster change. I think everybody looks better. I think watching Optic, you see Shotzzy and Hook playing off each other. They look a lot more comfortable. I think Skies is getting comfortable over there now. Kenny's talking about how he's meshing well with these guys. The system, the comms, everything's just kind of flowing. I guess you could say the one anomaly, Ben, like you said, is AG, but I'm sure he's getting paid well on the Falcons. I'm sure he's doing well over there. I don't think AG's in a terrible spot.
He's winning in a different way.
Yeah, he's winning in a different way, right?
Sam, he's got April spending money.
He's got liquidity for the month, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but there's obviously a lot of changes went down, multiple roster changes, and it seems like it was better for the league in general. It seems like we have a more competitive league now. So everybody looking better. You guys have any other final thoughts with Minnesota, the interview, Boston, anything? Any other final thoughts? All right, sounds good. Let's move on to the next series of the day. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. This one ended in a 3-1 victory. It was Carolina that actually came out and won the first map on the Skyline Hardpoint. That won 250 to 202. But then Atlanta FaZe just they didn't disappoint the next two maps. They 6-0'd them in the protocol SMB. They 3-0'd them in the protocol control. And then we had a close protocol hardpoint. But FaZe were able to close that one out 250 to 242. That one actually got closer than I expected there towards the tail end of that one. But Atlanta FaZe clutching up here in the stretch. But let's take a look at the stats here. Beezy with a 1.09. You have Celium with a 1.13. Draga with a 1.16. And Simp with a 0.97. On the other side, you have Gwen with a 1.05. But Gwen, the only one positive for the Carolina Royal Ravens. As you have Slasher with a 0.86. TJ with a 0.91. And Vivid with a 0.87. Scroll down and take a look at Matt MVP here. It's Draza, which is crazy because he got 6. How many kills did he get in that map 1? He got bodied in the map 1. But hey, folks, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And Draza, he gets the match MVP in instantly at 0.96 in hardpoint, 3.5 in search, and a 1.67 in control. So Draza getting the match MVP here. We'll start with you, Sam, at the bottom. Atlanta FaZe, they get the dub here over Carolina. It looked a little rough at first, Sam, with Carolina coming out and winning that first map, especially with Zach struggling. But man, did FaZe bounce back. What did you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, Skyline is a map that FaZe play a bunch in hardpoint, but I thought it was business as usual. Carolina, they've now had 3 maps in 2 series that were completely non-competitive, which is definitely a warning sign. They've had 2 controls, they haven't won around yet, and they got 6-0 in the protocol search today, so they definitely have some soul searching to do, but I mean, I said it when this roster change fell through, man. I think this team is done. I think it's done.
You think so, Pat? You agree with him? You think it's broken?
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're never the same team, bro, ever. And the problem too is, like, it gets worse when things start going bad, right? Like, things just they almost get exponentially worse because you have that lingering issue of that roster change right in the back of everyone's mind, and then things start going bad and they start slow, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, like Tim said, they were literally not competitive in 2 maps. This is a weird ass series in general. They obviously won the map 1 and Draza was getting world starred, but like map 4 was close, but map 2 and 3 were awful. And I don't know what this team is gonna do. I don't know how many options they have. I don't know if they want to actually pull the trigger on a roster change, but yeah, I'm worried about the Ravens.
Back-to-back controls from Ravens where they don't even look like they're competing. Because the last control they played too was so bad. Like it was like one of the quickest controls we watched, right? Like it was bad. Sam, do you have any more thoughts there?
Yeah, I don't know where they go from here. They have the hardest schedule of the season. They still have to play Surge. They still have to play LAT.
They played yesterday.
LAG.
Okay.
I don't know where they go from here. I think that their roster change falling through, plus the combination of this stage, like thankfully they have a good cushion for champs to qualify, but this team could very well just bomb out top 12 in the next major and then make a change that they tried to make obviously like a month prior. So again, on the FaZe side, I think it was business as usual. Zach had a abysmal map 1, and that's the reason they lost, and that's the only reason this map series went forward, but this was through and through FaZe dominance.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What do you think of the series?
I mean, like I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I still need to see Raven play more of the mid-pack teams because they're playing against Atlanta FaZe, and Atlanta FaZe and Search and Control has been insane. Granted, they ended up losing that first hardpoint, and they had a close map 4. Hardpoint has not been FaZe's strong suit. They've been kind of up and down in that game mode, and it seems like they pretty much live and die off their Control and SMD performance, even at events. So I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I want to see how the rest of the schedule plays out because, FaZe is a tough opponent yesterday.
There's a lot of noise out there. What is real? What is false? CBC News is here for Canadians, sifting through the noise to help you make your best choice. Because this is your vote. Canada Votes 2025.
Yeah,
they play LAT Vancouver.
It's gonna be a hell.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Teams to play. They're in losers.
You're right. Yeah, I mean that's just the way the stage goes. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I'm not sure if they're done yet because at least yesterday I think Vivid played well. So I don't know if the roster changes or the roster change rumors is really affecting him. I could see if he was like really struggling.
Individuals though, it never is. It's about how it affects the team. The team chemistry and dynamic is never the same.
I'm not going to completely disagree with you, but I'm still not sure yet if that's going to play a factor or if they're going to be the same Ravens we've seen. Granted, that same Ravens we've seen has not been the best. They still have a little bit of life in them. I'll say. I'm hesitant. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What about you, Benjay? What did you think of the series with Atlanta FaZe? I got the Selly and 1v2 here in the search. I'll just be running through some clips. While we talk about it, this was a beating. I mean, we'll pull up some other stuff, but what did you think, Ben?
I think for FaZe, the Control SMD is business as usual. They've been excellent in those game modes, and on land, 7-2 Control, 11-1 in Search so far this season on land is insane. I think the hard point, particularly in the season overall, stats on the hard point are pretty good. Like they're winning and eclipse the same with Thieves. I just think, they don't win hard points clean. They've always had a problem as a team of 28 to 40 minutes of a 10-minute map, and then people trying to get back into this one, which is what happened with that protocol hardpoint. So if they can win more clinical on the hardpoint front, like sky's the rate limit for these guys, but I think we'd see a lot more dominant victories. But one-on-one, can't really complain with this phase. Move on to next phase.
Yeah, can't complain. I did want to talk about the protocol control. What the hell is going on with Carolina in control? Is this just like FaZe being godlike at control, or it's like Carolina also just terrible at this game mode? You even heard Slasher. He was
LAG speed ran them yesterday.
Yeah, like Austin talked about in the interviews. Like even after they won the series, he didn't look happy in the interview. And when I think his name was asked him, what's going on, he's like, man, I'm just not happy with the way that control went. It was just so bad, and it was just as bad today against Atlanta FaZe. Just kind of run you guys through these couple rounds here and show you how FaZe is able to close out these offense. I mean, Sam, what do you think it is with Carolina? Why are they so bad at this mode?
They have a really bad snowball effect. Like their death timings and the way or how long it takes for them to kind of recoup lives in control is really poor. They don't really get on the same page off of spawn frequently enough in the mode, especially against FaZe. They'll just punish you every time. So it's just a lot of staggering deaths, a lot of 1v1 fights. It seems to be the theme for them. And yesterday, I mean, they didn't get a kill yesterday, so I don't think it's a specific issue there. But today, for sure, it just seemed like they were fighting their ones just over and over again.
It also just seems like they're playing the map really slow. It's like almost like they have a game plan in their heads and they're trying to like execute it. So they're trying to make sure everything goes perfectly. When in reality, like, yeah, they might have a game plan in their head, but they're just taking way too long to execute it. When control is just a lot of reactionary like plays. It's not like you can't like set up things perfectly all the time, like outside of maybe like 4 dead situations. So they're basically just giving teams like FaZe and even LAG yesterday so much room to just like take space or take a route and like catch people off guard, and then what'll happen is what you said, right? They'll just get wiped and then they just don't know what to do anymore.
I mean,
so
look at the break off here, Chris. Look at this. I mean, the break of the map, literally the break of the round, the third round here in the offense. Nobody from Carolina goes like right. Like nobody watches the right side of the map, and look at what happens. Like look at how FaZe end up winning. They can't be in the first 30 seconds of this game. You have Simp, who just waltzes down grass, hops on a point. Then you have Abizi, who went low spiral. He gets on point. And then Draza waltzes down grass as well. 3 players just run right down the middle of the map. Or sorry, right down grass and through low and just hop right on the point. And then look, the kills go down. And Atlanta FaZe, I mean, there's a minute 18 still left on the clock. And the 8 points going through already.
But that's what I'm saying. Like watching them, it seems like they're like it's like they're playing against AI. They think like the other team isn't playing the game or something. Like for example, this guy off the rip, one of their teammates just runs into blue. Like if you see nobody holding like challenging you mid map, do you really think nobody's gonna be watching the blue push through? Like they're just like they're not doing anything. Like they're not thinking. They think they're playing against AI. They think they can do whatever they want, and they're not like reading the map or the pressure. Like they're just like look even right here. They're just sitting here.
Yeah,
they don't know what to do.
They look lost. They look lost in the game mode. I think if you're a Carolina fan, I mean, if you're Liddy and the boys, you got to try and figure out what the hell's going on. It looks like they're not competing in that game mode. If you don't control the swing mode, right, you can't just go into the game mode and just lose every single time. So they're gonna have to figure that out because they came out hot. They won the first hard. Like this could arguably have gone to a game 5. And you know they ended up falling short here. So good plays from FaZe in the offenses. I mean, they make it look easy. And then all I had left was the ending here of the proto. I wanted to show this P3 to P4 rotation here in the protocol hardpoint. Now, we see a lot of teams when they get kills on this P3, they just bang the fuck out of Spiral. And they kind of just use their numbers to flood down. I actually really like how FaZe played this. You can see them get kills, and Drazah actually hits mid-map and jumps down Big Door. It makes a play through Big Door. You also see a Beezy. He gets a kill mid-map, and he jumps Big Door with Zach, slides in, and they work the trades. I just like seeing the switch up on the transition from P3 to P4.
Can you back up to the spawn timings of everybody?
I'm genuinely confused how they're even like in this setup at 7 seconds.
Yeah, so Carolina, they're just all
they hit
hitting
old
front.
whatever.
Yeah, they all hit old, and I guess maybe because they were winning the fights. Like
they got the fights now. Before number
Reese is in new.
Yeah, Reese is in new. Gwyn's got Spiral, and while Gwyn pushes out Spiral, Reese kind of gets just by.
Why are both these guys going mid?
Well, again, it's why I don't know how I feel about players constantly pushing out Spiral. Because even if they challenge Spiral, like what if Gwyn dies right now?
That's like a second wave play.
Yeah,
I think pushing out Spiral.
Gwyn isn't the biggest issue here. Go back and look at the people that run grandmas and fucking P1.
He can't do that regardless.
But Chris, if he's in point with Reese, he can help. Like
you're trying to take space with no kill.
Yeah, but no, this is what I'm getting. I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But look at how slow number 1, number 2 are to even go down the zip. They should have been, as soon as they spawn, their decision should have been running down the zip. It shouldn't have been hitting out sidewalk. It shouldn't have been looking for a player in your base or anything like that. Like, look, this guy's hopping up top grandmas or something.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know.
Number 2?
I don't know what they're
Number 1's running out P1. Like, bro, if you're spawning there and your teammate is on the road and they are 2v4 essentially fighting for map control, guess what your goal is? Your goal is to fucking head down, ass up, get to them as quick as possible and try to help them. What else do you think his FaZe gonna do?
Yeah, Slasher looked like he hit sidewalk, and Team sits zip for a few seconds. He doesn't hit it right away. And
that's what I'm saying.
I just felt like Vivid was left to dry in the rotation. That's how I felt.
Yeah. Waiting to see how Spiral is fine because they have to watch 2 lanes anyways. It's just they're trying to buy enough time for Slasher and Vivid to get there, and they didn't even make an attempt to get there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would have rather Gwyn play tight with Reese, to be honest, than him pushing out Spiral.
Yeah, that's fair, but I think the other 2 made a bigger mistake.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Chris, that they need to flip zip. I agree with you there. Like coming off that spawn, like you got to get there quick. I just think it's crazy that Reese is on point by himself. If he's getting double team Big Door, nobody's there, right? Nobody's there with him. So I don't disagree with you, Chris. I just also think what Gwyn's doing is a mistake. Like I agree with you, Sam. It's not really a play you make yet, right? Like unless you have like 3 guys literally playing Titan Hill already. Like unless your whole team is there, you want to push out Spiral, fine. But even that, like it's kind of risky. We've seen the other teams do that, and that guy pushed out Spiral dies, and then the guys on Hill just get screwed because they lose.
The only reason I didn't mind it though, Tom, is let's say he doesn't push out Spiral, and then FaZe runs down Spiral for free. If their teammates are jumping down zip like they're supposed to, they are immediately jumping down into the hallway into gunfights. Like they're jumping down into bullets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like
you can watch the jump down Spiral from the hill. Like you can see it. Like, you can
I know what you mean. I just don't think that's the worst play in the world.
Give it up, Chris. I'm not saying to give it up. I'm just saying when pushing out, it just leaves Reese by himself on the point. Obviously nobody flooded zip, so that didn't help either. And say FaZe did flood Spiral, like if Gwyn dies Spiral, like even if he loses his gunfight, it almost chalks the rotation. Like it just affects his team so much. Like it's just like a high risk, high reward. Because if Gwyn gets the kills, it's really good, right? Like pushing out Spiral is a great play, he's getting kills. I want to see teams like simplify it on this P4. Like just play tight, like play corners. I think it was like in the S&D or something in the 2v2 where it's like, dude, why don't people just like play in there anymore? Like people are always
Yeah, it was MC's too. It was MC's 1v2.
Yeah, like people are always just playing like corner zip or corner spiral and shit. Like, bro, just get in the point and just play crossfires with your teammates. Make them have to slide in and check these corners and make it harder for them, right? Instead of just like over challenge. But definitely a mistake there for the Carolina Royal Ravens, the way they played that. And then we go towards the end of this game, and things get real crazy here towards the end. You can see we go from a P2 to the P3. Actually, FaZe put them in a blender here. This is where FaZe started to build their lead a little bit. The P2 hold was just phenomenal for FaZe. You can see how they were able to do it. You have a BZ pushed out P1, so he can see the underground push from here. So he can make sure nobody's going underground and taking her out. He's got his eyes on it the whole time. And nobody can OE from Carolina. Nobody can hit mid-map with Tyler and of course Draza cut in the middle of the map. And then you got Simpin because you got Simpin MC just sitting on the hard point watching in front of them over here tower. But with 2 seconds left to go, FaZe were able to just keep Carolina pinned, and they also get this initial time headed into P4. They just built such a big, they just built a little bit of a lead here towards the end, which is exactly what they needed going into a bunker hill, where they were able to close it out. Carolina didn't make it interesting and make it close, but I just think the setups of FaZe were too strong.
Go back to the beginning of that hill before that FaZe got into that setup, because I'm gonna guess here, and I'm gonna say that Ravens didn't even try to flip off the initial, because bro, I said this yesterday. If you are playing from Grandma's side, you're just done. Like you're not breaking this hill. Look at the setup that FaZe had. You have to try to flip this. This is your only play. You should be preemptively doing this. Like right now, number 1 and 2. Before the hill even pops, should be literally trying to flank. Number 2 goes. I think he's flanking right now. But he's the only one. You think this is going to work? You think they're going to break this off one player trying to flip the spawn? No, it doesn't work. He gets 1 kill, and then let's see what they do after. He dies here, and then, yeah, it didn't even flip. His flank was essentially useless. Like, you have to flip this spawn. You are not going to hold this hill. Here, even now, they have hill control, yeah? But look, it's just going to get broken. You never win. You never win from this side.
Yeah, that's how you see people play like zip side, like when it's going to the rotation of P2. People are always trying to play for like the top dogs, like top zip. Like people are trying to play for that side of the map because you can just once you get control of that, then you can just get them. Like this scenario that FaZe is a perfect scenario, right?
It's over.
Go ahead, Sam. Are you gonna say something?
No.
I thought you were gonna say something. I thought I heard you were about to speak.
He was gonna ask Fairslide how Chris is not coaching right now.
Duarte, you trying to be a coach or what, Duarte? You trying to be a coach here?
I put myself out there quite a few times and no one was interested. It's all good.
Duarte. They don't want a piece of Duarte. And then we go to the ending of this game. We end up rotating over to, well, first of all, there were some crazy gunfight wins here on the back end here from Atlanta FaZe. You can see Carolina trying to get in here. Just to kind of let it play out, just so you can see how it all unfolds. But Quinn tries to make a play. BZ's in there. I'm thinking that Atlanta FaZe is going to win it here. And, I mean, this does get a little interesting as we go into a bunker hill. I don't even know how FaZe don't close it out here. It was Carolina who just make a play through the front of hill. Work some trades, and all of Atlanta FaZe died here. But then you can see Atlanta FaZe, right? Chris, what we were just talking about that with Carolina, they didn't instantly just get down there. FaZe instantly get down there. But it's scary, because I'm pretty sure Carolina get into this hard point and break through Big Door. They flood Big Door. Which, hey, man, it works, right? Do it as a team. They all hit it. They win the trades. And Carolina's able to get in here. It was pretty mixy here as well. MC's got 1 player. Wynn does a good job of just buying some time, letting his teammates get closer to the point. That way Carolina can get in there and work some floods. But you can see just constant trades going down. Carolina were able to get in, but it was actually Atlanta FaZe who just take their time and then the break. I think they pushed the last second here. They just rotate the P1 and they end up closing it out. So FaZe just kept applying pressure on Old, and because they only needed 1 point, Carolina don't really have a choice. They have to keep flooding, or else FaZe win up that. And this FaZe sent a couple players to that new hard point. They're able to close it out. So Carolina almost made a crazy comeback. Almost happened. But Atlanta FaZe closed it out. You guys have any other final thoughts with Atlanta FaZe and Carolina?
My only thought right there was it looked like Slasher, his reaction was if they fucked something up bad. Like if you go back and just watch his reaction real quick, it was like 2 seconds of him like looking depressed. Like I feel like you don't react like that unless.
We did tweet after the series that they made 2 mistakes, you know. And I kind of think Boston's frustrated. Like they clearly have the foundation.
He does look stressed out. Very stressed out. Here, right here.
That was like all I saw.
Oh man, look at him. He's sitting mine. He's about to rip his hair out. Fucking hell. What the hell are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, ladies? We gotta get these guys on the right track, ladies. What the hell's going on?
Reese really can't believe it either.
Yeah, I mean, Reese is just completely locked. I mean, he's not even blinking. I mean, he's not even fucking blinking, this guy. But yeah, Carolina, they fall short. Controls are looking rough. Face close up the hard point. It's all over. Any other final thoughts, guys? All right, absolutely. Then we move into the last series of the day, and we'll take a look at fantasy and see who won their matchups this weekend. The last series, we got the Vancouver Surge going up against the LA Thieves, and man, what the hell? I thought Vancouver was going to compete in this one. These guys got shit on. LA Thieves come out in 3-0, 250 to 183 in the Skyline Hardpoint, 6-3 in the dealership S&D, and 3-1 in the Protocol Control. Wasn't even close. 3-0 sweep. We'll scroll down and take a look here at the stat sheet. Nearly a red carpet here for the Vancouver Surge. It was Neptune saving him with only a 1.0. He was nearly negative as well. A 1.0 from Neptune, a 0.88 from Nasty, a 0.91 from Abuza, and a 0.76 from 04. On the other side, you have a 1.29 from Dylan Envoy, a 0.82 from Dan Ghosty, a 1.15 from Hydra, and a 1.28 from Scrap. We'll scroll down and take a look at the match MVP. They didn't send a match MVP, but we should pick. Who do you guys pick the match MVP for this one? Probably Ernie. I'll probably give it to Ernie for this one. I felt like Ernie was going crazy today. I'd probably give it to Ernie, but they gave it a deal. It was actually Dylan Envoy who gets it. 69 out of 100 votes, a 1.18 in Hardpoint from Dylan Envoy, a 2.25 in Search, and a 1.22 in Control. Some great plays coming in from Dylan Envoy. Dylan's been on his shit-talking arch too recently, eh? Did you guys see that? Dylan Envoy shit-talking a little bit? What do you guys think about that?
The challenger thing we were talking about, and then he called Gwen a liner a little while ago. He had one of their own.
Yeah, he's up right out there. This guy's going nuts, man. But Sam, we'll start with you. Obviously, these are your boys. What'd you think, Sam? How do you think the boys played today? I mean, it was comfortable from them today. Real comfortable.
Yeah, man, we're in our element in these online matches, so good series. I mean, truthfully, I'm more disappointed in Vancouver than I'm impressed in LA2. I thought Vancouver was flat today. 04 had a pretty uncharacteristic series from how he's been playing recently. Obviously, Neff was trying his hardest, but yeah, man, I mean, there's not really much to break down here. The LAT just kind of slayed and played comfortably the whole time.
I wouldn't be surprised if LAT basically go undefeated in the stage again.
No, we have to lose one.
They got to transition. They got to transition
have
this.
to lose one.
They got to transition this to land. I mean, you saw in their interview, I think Nameless was asking them, or I forget if it was Puckett, but like why they struggled at land. It's because they didn't really get put into like blenders or any like weird shitty situations at home because they were basically been dominating online. So hopefully, you know, they can transition this over to land because I still expect these guys to win at least one tournament here soon.
That's what they said was the reason that was the reason they did.
They said, I forgot what he was saying, but he basically, I forgot what the question was, but he basically said one of the reasons why they struggled on land hardpoint is because when they did get put into like bad situations, they didn't really like understand how to get out of it like as quickly as everybody else because online they never were in bad situations in hardpoint. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, he did say that. He was like, we were just trying so hard that we just never really got to practice those situations where like you're kind of fighting from the back end, right? Like you're kind of in a bad situation. I'm not sure if that's cope from Ernie or if that's true, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, I feel like watching them play and take a picture. We saw them just not listening. They should not need Paco to say, yo, let's talk about the game.
Yeah, I actually have the listening bench if you want to listen to it. We can tune in with it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, now let's tune into he's listening and let's see what the boys have to say. Let's see how they sound.
From P2 as well. Nailed in on time. Nailed in on time. Going good. On time. So, talk about the game. Alright, yeah. French. So, what I mean? So, top mid. What I mean, boys? What I mean? What? Front bed. In bed. Front bed. In bed. Other one on time. On time. Take our time.